You know what time it is. It's time for Late Nights with Santana. So sit back, get your popcorn, tap the screen, and enjoy. How to love. Now you wanna. How to love. How to love. Hey guys, tap, tap, tap that screen. Let's go ahead and get this up to 8,000 likes as we start to come in. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. You're beautiful. Yeah. And I want you to know. Jess.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hey, Jess. From the usual.
I used to be my son.
You teacupped on me, Jess.
I'm getting my picture.
How to love. How to love.
Hi, hi, hi.
What's going on?
I used to think I was gonna marry Lil Wayne.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be in love with him.
You know, a lot of people was like that.
I had to get my life together.
I'm telling you, it happens. Guys, let's tap, tap, tap that screen. Let's get it up to 8,000 likes. Once we're up to 8,000 likes, we will open up the panel. OSC, what's going on, my friend?
Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Erica. Hey, Kay.
What it is, E? Hey, Alexa, stop.
E motherfucking money.
Hey, E money bags. E money bags. Guys, as you can see in the box that is normally occupied by Erica, we have the Jessica Simone. Hey, W's in the chat for Jessica Simone. W's in the chat for Jessica Simone.
Drop some motherfucking coconuts.
Drop some motherfucking coconuts in the chat for Jessica Simone. Guys, Erica is in the chat. She's not feeling awesome, as we know from last night, but she is here. She is watching. So in the meantime, in between time, Jessica will be here with us. Thank you so much for joining, Jess.
Of course. I hope you feel better, E.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, tap, tap, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get this thing up to 8,000 likes so we can open up the live. There is a lot of people requesting to come up, and I cannot wait to get these conversations started. Hey, Living Room Gamer, I see you coming back. Hold tight for me just a moment, buddy. We're going to get you back in here. Guys, tap, tap, tap the screen. Let's get up to 8,000 likes. We got a lot of people that want to get in, and I actually have some very, very exciting information to cover with everybody. So, again, tap the screen, share the live out, send the heart me's, all the good stuff, all the nice feels and stuff to get us out and make sure we're able to have these conversations.
We like good information.
Absolutely. Andrew, what's going on, buddy? Eddie, you said welcome to... Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to Trump Kingdom. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. All lies you posted. He said all lies. What did I lie about, friend? Come up on the panel and tell me. Jess, you know how weird people are?
As fuck.
Jess, tell me why this guy sent me 3 Venmos, 3 $1 Venmos with long paragraphs attached to each one of them.
I should tell you, if you get $1, you get like 3 words.
Yeah, listen.
You got the Venmo me. You want me to read this paragraph?
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? I just want to say, like, come up on the panel and talk. Brother, man, you don't have to send me $1 to say what you got to say. Come up
up here. Hit the request button. I can send you $1 back.
Exactly. I will send your $1 back. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're at 7.7 thousand likes. That means we're about to get ready to open up the panel. So if you want to join the conversation, please go ahead and request up. We are taking Kamala Harris supporters. We are taking Donald Trump supporters. We're taking everybody because the election is almost here. Ain't that right, Jess?
Yep. Are you taking Jill Stein supporters?
No, I am not. Jill Stein nor Cornel West. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. Ain't no way.
Ain't no fucking way.
Ain't no way. I will not.
Oh, that made me holler. That gave me a good little chuckle.
Exactly. Hey guys, as we get up.
Everybody.
Hello. As we get up on the panel, go ahead and mute up for me, please. Mute up for me, and we will start these conversations in just a moment.
company said serving customers safely is their priority and something they'll never
I'm gonna go ahead
compromise.
and mute you then. Yeah. All right, guys. Again, tap the screen, share the live out. If you are interested in coming up and having a conversation, please go ahead and request up. We still have one spot left now. We have one spot left. If you are interested in coming up and having a conversation, please request up. If you're supporting Kamala Harris in this upcoming election, if you're supporting Donald Timothy Trump in this upcoming election, please feel free to request up. And as soon as you get up, please go ahead and put yourself on mute. Keep tapping the screen, share the live out, do all the good stuff. We're going to have some great conversations this evening. I'm so excited. Jess, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I haven't been down all day. I feel like I've been filming and editing all day, and then I lost everything, and then I cried. And I took a nap, and I woke back up to get started again.
I know that's right. Listen, Jess, I'm telling you, I was like, I'm going to film some content today. But the problem that I run into is like, by the time that I actually motivate myself enough to film content, it's either time to get on and then or something like that. But then when I do get on, and by the time that I'm ready to film the content, like it's out of date. Like things move so fast. It moves way too fast.
That's why you gotta go. You gotta do it. You gotta push through.
Exactly. Guys, tap the screen. We still have one spot left on the panel. If you are interested in coming up and having that conversation, please go ahead and request up, and we will get you onto the panel. We have one spot left. While we get everything going, I just want to say, guys, already W's in the chat for Reality added $25 to the nightly donation. Said thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do, Reality.
Let's go, Reality. Y'all know what it is.
Exactly, guys. So that means we are only $225 away from meeting our nightly donation goal. So Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. If you enjoy the live, if you enjoy the information, entertainment, please consider donating. It's the best way to support the live. It's going to be Santana Speaks 24, which is right here. It's going to be all of my pay links is going to be Santana Speaks 24. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And please don't forget about Jessica Simone, because she is in the building. She doesn't have to be, but she is. So we want to make sure we take care of Jessica as well.
I appreciate you guys. Yes, y'all get that daily donations and W2 in the chat, okay?
Hey. All right. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. We're going to get these conversations started. We are going to go around the panel. And as we go around the panel, I'm going to go to you guys one at a time to actually find out who you are voting for in this upcoming election and what's the biggest reason why. Just the number one biggest reason why. So let's start with Living Room Gamer. Living Room Gamer, how are you this evening, my friend? Oh, Living Room Gamer, I'm going to send you a request to come off mute.
Yo.
How are you this evening, my friend?
What's up, man? I just wanted to, like, a quick question, because I really didn't got much time, but I was waiting for you to go live again.
Okay.
How do you pay to kick somebody off?
You were trying to figure out how they got you? Listen.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Okay, so this is what you have to do. You have to be a subscriber. And if you're a subscriber, you get access to what's called a monthly kick, where once a month, if you are watching someone on the panel and you don't like what they're saying and you want to get them up out the paint, all you got to do is type in the chat monthly kick, and boop, they're gone. Now,
is it segregated? Is there people that are off limits?
Not really. So there are caveats, right? So what the caveats are is that you only get one a month. If there is only one of the opposition on the panel, i.e. if there's only one Trump supporter on the panel, you can't kick them. Or if there's only one Kamala Harris supporter on the panel, you can't kick them. And then also the person has to be on the panel for at least 10 minutes. And if you are if it's a subscriber that you're trying to kick, it takes 2 subscribers to kick 1 subscriber. So yeah. Okay, so it's some rules around it. Yeah, they got you last night, my friend.
Yeah, but the other thing was with the when you said that the dude did the Venmo with the paragraphs. I'm gonna get off after this because my phone's about to die. I just wanted to come in and say hi to y'all. And
absolutely.
I thought we was having good talk.
I didn't listen. I didn't want him to get you. But it
Somebody,
was
I guess.
one
I mean,
person.
I think I was being rounded and grounded, but I don't know.
You were, but it was just one person that was like, "No, I'm not feeling this."
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. You said that the dude with the Venmo, the thing, and what is like your saying that you be saying?
Everything is accepted, anything is appreciated.
Right? Like, come on now.
I,
Like, you know what
I
I'm saying?
appreciated it. I appreciated living room game, but I'm just saying he could have just saved his money and came up on the panel.
Not
and talked to me.
everything's appreciated. Like, you gotta live by it. You gotta die by it, bro.
You're right
All right,
about
I'm gonna
that.
get off so you can get somebody else up here.
All right, well, hey,
'Cause,
feel
my
free to
phone's
come
about
back,
to
my
die.
friend.
You have a good one.
You as well. Thank you. All right, Ren, how are you this evening?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful, Ren.
Hey, Ren.
Hey.
That's my friend.
Yeah, Ren, can you tell them who you're voting for in this upcoming election and what's the biggest reason why, please?
I am voting for Kamala Harris because I actually care about people, and I
Absolutely.
want to see us all win. So there's that.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you, Ren. OSC, how are you, my friend?
I've been good, man. How about yourself?
Wonderful. OSC, can you tell the people who are you voting for in this upcoming election and what's the biggest reason why?
The Donald Trump and the border.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, my friend. Go back on mute. Guys, for you guys that don't know, he's one of our frequent flyers, and he's actually kind of enjoyable. So, all right. Mihai, how are you this evening?
Good evening, sir. I am doing fantastic. And you?
Wonderful. Mihai, who are you voting for in this upcoming election? What's the biggest reason why?
From the great state of Pennsylvania, I will be voting for Madam President Harris.
Hey, W's in the chat for Mihai. That's a big deal.
Thank you. And the reason why, I've boiled it down to one reason until someone can tell me, can explain to me otherwise. My reason is I cannot put my vote behind someone accused and convicted, essentially, of raping another woman.
Listen, Mihai, I'm sorry, but that's a good enough reason for me. I mean,
Exactly.
okay, all right, perfect.
Thank you, Big Bite.
Yeah, all right, perfect. CJ, how are you this evening, my friend?
Hello, I'm doing good. How about you?
Wonderful. CJ, who are you voting for in this upcoming election, and what's the biggest reason why?
I'm voting for Trump, and the biggest reason why is because he's going to release the JFK files.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Perfect. Go back on mute for me just a moment, my friend. Jesse, how are you this evening? Oh, Jesse, I'm gonna send you a request to come off mute. There we go. Hey, Jesse.
Hey, how you doing?
Wonderful. Jesse, who are you voting for in this upcoming election? What's the biggest reason why?
I'm from Texas. I'm going to be voting for Kamala Harris.
Hey, not another Harrison. Exactly. All right.
Yes.
And Jesse, what's the biggest reason why?
Number one reason is because abortion is not actually on our ballot.
AB,
in
my friend.
Texas. I apologize. I'm sorry.
No worries.
AB is not on the ballot for Texas, and we don't have an initiative. So, yeah, women's rights all the way.
Yes.
Absolutely. Perfect. Go back on mute for me just a moment. And Big Dog, how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Big Dog, who are you voting for in this upcoming election, and what's the biggest reason why?
Trump. I'll pick one reason, but there's a platitude of reasons, multitude of reasons. But
You better come
I
through
guess
with
if I
those
had to pick
words,
one
though,
for
Big
now,
Dog. Platitude. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's all good. But if I had to pick one reason, just for the sake of the question, I guess he's better on the foreign stage.
Oh, okay. That is interesting. Perfect. Go back on mute for me just a moment. And last but not least, Jessica, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing amazing. How about yourself?
Not Jessica Simone. There's another Jessica. You're Jess.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad.
Jessica Lane. I'm sorry. Jessica Lane.
Hi, how y'all doing? I'm from Jersey and I'm voting for Trump. The main reason is his policies like the First Step Act, FOSTA, SESTA, and plenty others.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jessica. All right, guys. Before we get started, I usually have like an announcement that I go through and say all that. I do have that. One other quick thing before I even do that. W's in the chat for Alex. Alex added $12 to the nightly donation and said, "Did you see the video of Jeffrey Epstein supermodel came out saying Trump?" Oh yeah, I said that Trump, inappropriately touched her when she was younger without consent. I saw something about that. I haven't been able to validate it yet, so I can't really get all that into it. But yeah, I did see something about that. It's like, oh, it was a game or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of accusations out there, and you know me, I like to verify stuff before I speak on it. But Alex, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. All right, guys. So this is for everybody, right? So I have a special announcement, and if you're one of my subscribers and you're in the Discord, you have already been made aware of this, right? But if you're not, you should go ahead and grab a subscription and join the Discord. Two, if you're a subscriber and you're not in the Discord, you need to get with Kay and get in the Discord. But three, this is for everybody. This is a community note. It doesn't matter if you're voting for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. If you're someone that's in need, this actual announcement is for you. So the other night I had Will Westmoreland on the panel, and he told me about an amazing opportunity. And it's something that I think is going to be super beneficial to everyone. So again, this doesn't matter who you're voting for. If you are in need and you need an opportunity, this conversation is for you. So if everyone would just give me a moment just to read something that we posted in the Discord. So community opportunity. There's a community opportunity working with a company called AnswerNet. There's an opportunity for temporary work. The company is looking for 50 people to make outbound calls to key areas for down ballot races across the country, collecting information. This is a possible 2 to 3 week position, working 40 hours with overtime as needed. We've spoken with the company and found out that some people may be considered for full-time employment based off of the work completed, meaning that if you do a good job, there's a possibility that you could get hired full-time. This is a non-partisan position. Your political affiliation is not needed. Again, it doesn't matter who you're voting for. They do not want to know. Key need to know is this is an opportunity based off of confirmation of funding. Collection of information is based off of readiness, not complete commitment. What that means is we are getting ready and we're lining up for this opportunity. As soon as they verify that the funding has been approved, then they're going to need people immediately. So just understand that. This is a first come, first serve. So once 50 people have submitted their information, no others will be considered at that time or at this time. The opportunity is meant to help those who are in need. So it's preferred for anyone who is currently without a job, low income, or needs help in preparation for holidays to apply first, but it's not limited to just those people. If you're in a position where you don't need the opportunity, please be willing to allow others that need the opportunity to submit their information first. This part is super important. This is a nonpartisan position where you will be given a script that you will strictly have to stick to. If you start a conversation on your own about politics, or if you talk about Republican candidates, you will be terminated immediately. That's key, right? So you keep your eyes on that. The last point is, if you're selected for the full-time position, you will be making calls, collecting information on items like long-distance calling and wireless calling. Nothing political. This temporary work is political. After that, it's not related. So what do you need to do to actually apply? I need you to send your information to my email address, and which I'm going to drop my email address in the chat. And mods, if you guys would just kind of repost it a couple of times. Let's see, make sure you guys can see it. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, can't see it. Okay, cool. This is what I'm gonna do. Hey, Jess, remember 37. Okay, remember 37.
37.
Okay, here's my email address. So if you guys want to take a screenshot or jot it down or something, please do so. This is my email address. What I need you to do is send your full name, phone number. I'll have your email address when you email me, and your TikTok name to verify that you're a part of our community. And all you have to do is send that information in the email. And if selected, Human Resources for AnswerNet will call you with a brief phone interview and tell you more about the hiring process. And this is an opportunity that we're helping to do more things like this in the future. And no matter where you stand politically, if you're someone who needs help, we want to find a way to help you. All right? So again, what this all boils down to is if you are in need, if you're someone that's looking for employment, at the very least, there's an opportunity for 50 people for temporary employment. So please, if you are in need and you would like to do this, this is outbound calling, meaning you don't have to leave your home to do the work, and you're interested in doing so, send me an email with your full name. Died. Yeah, Jess.
Sorry, my bad.
No, you're
I just
good.
looked at my phone.
Send me an email with your full name, your phone number, and your related TikTok name so I can verify that you are a part of our community. And again, it's the first 50 people. And again, this information is posted in our Discord. So if you're a subscriber, you can see this information already. If you're not a subscriber, you can grab a subscription, or if you are and you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord, you can see this information. I'm gonna only leave this up here for a few more seconds. So if you need to grab this information, please do so. If you're in the Discord and you have questions, feel free to reach out to me in the Discord, and I'll answer any questions that you have. So yeah, that's it. I'll leave this up for just a few minutes. We lost one of our people, so let me go ahead and get one other person on the panel and cover the other information, and we'll get started. John, how are you this evening, my friend?
Good. Thank you for bringing me up. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, John. And John, who are you voting for in this upcoming election, and what's the biggest reason why?
I am voting for Kamala Harris. The biggest reason why, there's a lot, but I would say mainly because of the economy, but it's not just the economy going forward. It's the economy that we had when Trump was in office.
Okay. Perfect.
Decisions that he's planning on doing. So
absolutely perfect. Thank you, my friend. Go back on mute for me just a moment. All right, guys. So as we get started, please tap the screen, share the live out. Do the little heart meets, do all the wonderful things. We have a tap goal of 500,000 for tonight, so please don't be stingy with those likes. Also, we have a daily donation goal of $250. We're currently up to $37. So if you enjoy the live, enjoy the information, enjoy the entertainment, please consider gifting. Is all of my pay links are in the bio. Is going to be Santana Speaks 24. It's Santana Speaks 24. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of the pay links in the bio. And please don't forget about Jessica Simone, because she's in the building. And if you appreciate her like I appreciate her, then you might as well go ahead and tip her. Ain't that right, Jess?
We take all tips. Everything is appreciated.
Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated.
Yes, what he said.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the love. Thank you.
All right, guys. So this is for the panel. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Just an FYI for everybody who is starting to send your information. I already had 3 people that were in the Discord that sent their information. So that means there's only 47 spots left. So if you're interested, please do that as quick as possible. So this is for everybody on the panel. I'm so excited to talk to you guys, but I want us to be able to have this conversation. I want your TikToks to be safe. I want our live to be safe. So I just want to remind you of a couple of things. Please be mindful of all those TikTok friendly words. So what that means is using words like pew pew, mustache man, unalive, AB, schmex, C19. All of those words that are TikTok friendly. Also, this is a safe and friendly space. What does that mean? That means we don't deal with any of the isms. Racism, sexism, just classism. We don't do any of that. Also, we don't deal with any of the phobias, homophobia, transphobia, none of that. We don't play that on the panel or in the chat. So please be mindful while you are in the chat, because my mods will mute you. And with that being said as well, guys, this is a personal favor for me. Please don't use caps. When you guys use caps in the chat, it immediately draws my eyes to the chat, and it takes away from the conversation on the panel. I want to respect the panel. Only mods are supposed to be using using caps, and if you're a part of our community, please just remain respectful. That's all we got to do. With that being said, that is all that I have. We are going to go ahead and get these conversations started. Let me just update this real quick. Again, if you guys didn't get a chance to grab my email address, you can always go to the link in my bio. It's in my link tree. It should be like the first thing in the link tree. But my email address is listed there as well if you want to grab that opportunity. All right. Jess, you ready?
I'm ready like Freddie. Let's go.
To your attention real quick.
Yeah, who just said that? I missed it.
It's OSC.
OSC, yeah, go ahead, my friend.
I just want to say it's not fair that Jessica is not sharing with the rest of the class.
Listen, OSC, Jess always got snacks on deck. She always got snacks on deck. That's you. Have you met Jessica Simone before?
No, it was I forget her name. Was it Erica or?
Yeah. Erica. So Erica's not feeling well. She's in the chat right now, but so that's why Jessica's standing in for her. But Jessica always has. Yeah. Jessica always has snacks on deck. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and do this. Jess. So just to level set, we have hey, Coop with the whale diving. W's in the chat for Coop. What up, Coop?
W's, please.
Exactly. We have Jessica. We'll say Jessica L. We got Jessica L, OSC, and Jessica L, OSC, and Big Dog, who are all voting for Donald Trump in this upcoming election. We have Ren, Mihai, John, and Jesse, who are all voting for Kamala Harris in this upcoming election. So, Jess, I kind of want to.
Which Jess?
You're Jess. She's Jessica.
Because last time I got excited and it wasn't me.
Yeah. Jess, you know what? I will let you start. Who would you? So, this is what I want to do. I would like for you to pick a conversation. Pick a person to have a conversation, or pick a person for Jessica L to have a conversation with. Jessica L is voting for Trump because of his policies, but it's much more than that. And she's coming out of the great state of New Jersey. So she can talk to Ren, she can talk to Mihai, she can talk to John, she can talk to Jesse. Who would you like to have her explain to why Donald Trump policies are going to be far superior than Kamala Harris policies?
I definitely want to nominate Mihai.
Okay. All right. Jessica L. Mihai. Jessica L., can you explain to Mihai the policies that you firmly believe that Donald Trump is going to be better with when it comes to his next term, and explain to her why she should be voting for Donald Trump as well?
Yes, I sure can. I could actually start with what he's done here in the state of New Jersey, which was partnering with Democrat Cory Booker to sign into law the Save Our Seas Act, which donated $10 million to clean the Delaware River and the local seas around my state. Also, he signed the Prevent Animal Cruelty and Torture Act, which helped out animals. He signed into law FOSTA and SESTA, which were trafficking.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Trafficking acts. Also, the 2018 Earns Act. He also gave a record number of money to apprenticeships for young apprenticeships for people in their 20s. What else has Trump done? Let's see, there's a lot. Oh, also the Prevent Maternal Deaths Act. The left is so hell-bent on AB. I'm actually pro-choice personally, but that's one of the main unalivements of African-American women, is childbirth, and Trump signed into law the Prevent Maternal Deaths Act, which allocated money to find out why Black women have a higher mortality rate in childbirth than white women. There's lots of things I like about Trump. Also, the First Step Act that made it so that women didn't have to have babies and breastfeed their babies in chains. It freed some of the wrongfully convicted men that were sentenced to more than 20 plus years for marijuana under probably people like Kamala Harris.
Hey, Jessica L, don't say any names of any drugs. So M drug, F drug, things like
Okay.
that. Please. And also don't say that word. Say rug. I'm sorry. Listen,
Yes,
Jessica,
they were
the
wrongfully
TikTok words are so
incarcerated
funny.
they were wrongfully incarcerated for nonviolent crimes for unjust sentences. That's part of what the First Step Act did. Sure, there's a lot more. I could go on for a long time.
Perfect. So, Mihai, what say you to Jessica after she rattled off a couple of different policies that Donald Trump actually signed into law? What do you think about that?
I'm astonished. It's actually the first time I have heard a Trump supporter rattle off any policies or anything that he has signed in to policy when he was president. So cool. And I can't fact check any of it. However, I stand by my original introduction and saying the reason I support Kamala Harris is simply the fact that I can't support someone who has legitimately been convicted by a panel of his peers, 12 jurors, of rape. So I don't care what you did then. Maybe I should. I wish our Constitution could be updated to include the fact that maybe felons can't run for president, but I cannot support a felon for president. He is that. He's been convicted of rape, and that's it.
Got it. So, Jessica L, you did rattle off a couple of different policies, which I definitely appreciate. I have to do a little bit more research on some of them because I haven't heard of a lot of them. I've heard of some of them, but thank you for actually bringing that information, and I jotted down a few of those. But what say you to someone like Mihai, where you're touting multiple accomplishments, which is definitely a good thing, and there's definitely some validity behind it. But when there's certain people who say morally, I still can't get behind him because of who he is as a person, the actual character outweighs anything that he could possibly quote unquote do. What do you think about that?
I mean, I can respect her decision and not voting for him because of that. Yes, he was found liable for SA in a civil court. As somebody that's been to court, I know civil court ain't criminal court. It's not really the same. And being found liable ain't really being found guilty. If she doesn't want to vote for him because of that, that's on her. I'm still voting for him.
Yeah, so I think the one thing that we need to make sure that we take out of this, because that's a talking point that a lot of people do speak to, right? The whole civil case versus criminal case. And I'm sure Jessica L, I think that you seem like a pretty smart lady. All right, you came up here, you were prepared, you know about policies, you are well articulated. I feel like you are pretty knowledgeable. So I feel comfortable in making the assumption that you know why the case was tried in civil court over criminal court, correct?
I mean, I didn't really follow the case that much, to be honest with you, and I don't know I don't know everything about it, no, because I was still going to vote for him anyway, and I really didn't pay attention to it, and yeah.
Okay. Jess, could you educate Jessica L and also the rest of the panel just a little bit as far as one, why the case was a civil case versus a criminal case, and just some of the details of the case, please.
Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. Yes, thank you guys for having me. Make sure you guys continue to tap the screen. We're only at 50K and we've been on here for a good about 30 minutes. So please continue to tap the screen. Let's get to 100K and donate to our nightly donation. One, it was a civil case because obviously the statute of limitation. So it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. That's for sure. Two, they unanimously decided that he was found liable of sexual abuse. And they didn't have to be unanimous. And then the evidence that they had, it's not like she even came out to say, hey, I want to sue this man for rape. She was writing her book and telling her story, and he defamed her. And if you're an author, your word is what you have. It's all that you have. And so now she has to prove that what she said in this book is true. So she has to sue him. She has to clear her name, not only just for her conscience, but for her job and for her entire career. But there was a lot of evidence, and there was an opportunity for him to exonerate himself, but he did not do that. If you've never touched a woman, he should have just provided his evidence, his DNA, so that they can cancel him out. But two, I would like to know the things about Black women. Did you provide me with the names of those bills that were passed so that I?
Yes, it's called the Prevent Maternal Deaths Act.
Prevent.
Let's not say the D word too many times, but
Well,
yeah.
that's how she has to
No,
find
no,
it.
no, no, no. I know. I'm talking to you because I thought Jess was gonna
Sorry.
reply. No. You're good, my friend. I thought Jess would repeat it. That's why I just cut that off real quick.
Thank you. And what else?
That was the act. It actually, what the act did was it gave funding to find out why Black women have a higher mortality rate in childbirth.
Okay. And do you know what year he signed that to?
No, I don't remember. I think it was 2020.
Okay. And then do you know if there was something that he influenced, or they just brought it to him and told him to sign?
He actually was with a young man, Aaron Johnson. He's in politics in Georgia, and he lost his wife during childbirth, and he was the one that worked with this to create this for Black women with Trump.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more research. And then you said you named a couple of more other policies. Can I get those too, if you don't mind? Other than the First Step Act.
Okay, Save Our Seas Act with Cory Booker.
Cory Booker.
Save Our Seas Act. That was for New Jersey.
Save Our Seas Act.
Save Our Seas.
Yeah, I looked that one up, Jess. I have that because
Mm-hmm.
that was the first one she named, and actually, I've heard of that one with Cory Booker.
The Trafficking Act is
FOSTA, SESTA.
Yeah. So the one thing that I do know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, OSC. No.
I was just given the from what I see online. It's I guess the code for the bill is S.1311 P.L. period 115-392. That's the Abolish Human Trafficking Act of 2017.
Okay. Because I think it's very ironic that the man who's running with the trafficker has an anti-trafficker bill. And then, because we know that, like, when you play Among Us or Clue, if you're the guy, the thing is to deflect, to point it other ways to seem like the outstanding guy. But all the while you're SA and other women. So I'm going to look into these as well.
Well, Jess, if you're the exception to the rule, you don't have to worry about the rule.
But to be fair, we couldn't say just because I have family members who are attorneys from the DA side and the defender side. For a civil lawsuit, the burden of proof is a lot lower than it would be for a criminal case. I mean, I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying to be fair.
I mean, it is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jess. You got it. Also, wait, Jess. Can you turn your mic up a little bit? You sound a little bit low.
Oh, my bad. What about now?
Perfect.
Okay, I get that and I understand that. But he had an opportunity to exonerate himself completely. So nobody would be questioning him, and he did not do it.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Would you trust that chain of custody though?
If I knew I had nothing to do with her, yes.
But it had to do with the dress,
I'm already
correct?
the former, or he was the president at the time. I already have a little leeway. You look at all that he's done, and he's still running for president. He's a 34 count felon. So it's not like
I don't trust you because you're going to make me look bad. You already look bad. But if I have an opportunity to, for the first time, to make myself look good, then I'm going to try and I'm going to submit that evidence and exonerate myself. He found liable for the thing that he says
Yeah,
that he
but
does. He
In
says
the
I grab
civil
him by the hoo-ha, and
but
in the civil
got
suit,
found liable for grabbing him by the hoo-ha. He said he does it to
like in a
women,
criminal,
which
I'm
means
that's
that's
sorry.
not what he
plural.
said. First of all,
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, big dog. We're coming back to you. OSC, go ahead and finish your thought, but I want Jess to be able to finish what she's saying, and I also have something to say as well. But go ahead, OSC, finish your thought, and then Jess will be able to finish what she's saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like when she was pausing, I thought she was done, but then she
Yeah, no
continued.
worries.
So
No worries.
So in a criminal case, you have to prove it without a doubt that that person did it. In a civil case, basically you don't have to meet that burden. So anybody could basically in a civil case vote how they want based on whatever they're showing. There is no based like versus a criminal case. The proof has to be without a shadow of a doubt, or you can't convict. Where within a civil case, it doesn't have to meet that burden.
Yeah, Jess.
I get what you're saying, but he had an opportunity to silence any doubt, any suspicion. She said that it would have discredited anything that she said to say that there's DNA on my dress and it's his, and he doesn't submit that, which still leaves it
yeah,
up to
but
suspicion.
his lawyers probably advised him because the chain of custody.
Big dog. I promise you, I'm actually coming to you next. Just hold tight for me one moment. We're gonna let the dog off the leash. Just hold on 1 second, big dog. Go ahead and finish up, Jess.
Yeah, that was all I was about to say.
Listen, hold on. Listen, guys, we are gonna stop cutting Jessica Simone off. We're gonna stop cutting people off here. We're gonna keep everything very mindful, very cutesy. Jess, very what?
Demure.
Absolutely. And not only on the panel, but apparently in the chats as well. Guys, keep it together in the chat. I don't know what's going on. I know it can get a little wicked in the chat, but please keep it together. And massive, humongous, outstanding W's in the chat for Jasmine. Jasmine added $100 to the nightly donation goal. Massive. Thank you so much, Jasmine. I appreciate you so much. That means we are now $137 in. We are so close to our nightly donation goal. So guys, if you want to actually help us meet our nightly donation goals, if you want to support the live, the best way to do so, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. It's all going to be Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. And please don't forget about Jessica Simone, because Jessica Simone does not have to be here. This is not her regularly scheduled time. She is here doing us a favor, pinch hitting for E, because E isn't feeling well. So please make sure you take care of Jessica Simone as well. All of her pay links are in the bio, but Jessica, just tell them what the name is as well.
I'm Jessica Simone, you guys. I am JESSICACYMONE on both Venmo and Cash App. Thank you so much in advance.
Perfect. Yeah, I haven't heard Jessica have to come off mute and say thank you to anybody yet. So, somebody go ahead and Drizzy, I know you down in the comments. Drizzy, drop some change to Jessica's Cash App or something. All right, so Big Dog, I was gonna come to you for another conversation, but I am gonna let you go ahead and say what you have to say. But I would actually really like to hear you have a conversation as well, though, with John. So go ahead and tell us about the point that you were making when it comes to the case, but also I would like for you to go ahead and share with John why you think that Donald Trump's foreign policies are going to be more superior than Kamala Harris.
Yeah, so I'll talk about both cases. In terms of the OSC's right. I mean, the burden of proof is way less. And the thing of it is, too, is with the dress, right? It went 20 years with no chain of custody, right? I'm pretty sure his lawyers advised him, look, you can give your DNA, but we can't trust the chain of custody with this dress. It wasn't given to the police after the alleged event. It wasn't handled or preserved. It went 20 years with no ability to track the chain of custody. So I would understand why his lawyers advised him not to give over his DNA. Now later he offered it at a later point, but that's another discussion. In terms of the felony case, no one has been able to answer this question for me. It was a misdemeanor charge that got elevated to a felony based on a federal charge that the federal government didn't even decide to charge him with. A state prosecutor or a state has no jurisdiction to elevate a misdemeanor to a felony based on a non-state felony charge. And no one's been able to explain to me how they were able to do that. That is true. No one has been able to explain to me how they did that. Let me land my plane.
No, go ahead.
And in terms of the fraud case with the banks, that's about to get appealed. Just so everybody's aware, they've been holding. They held in late September. They held the court process in front of the appellate court. And I have the video I also have the video from that on my profile for anyone to watch. And all of the judges are they're not only skeptical, they are leaning towards tossing that case out. And I could go into depth of all the reasons why. And you can even watch the video on my page that has the actual video from the court where the judges explain why that case is bogus. So I mean, we could go case by case and poke holes in all the cases. That's fine. But if you want to move on, we can do that too.
Yeah, no, I would like to say this. Actually, you know what? I have a quick question for the chat because, I see the chat is kind of going back and forth and, there's a lot of conversation there.
I had a question.
Wait. 1 second before anyone asks any additional questions. Listen, I'm trying to figure out what I want for dinner tonight, and I would really love some help from the chat while we have this conversation. So if you could, I know there's 500 something of us in the chat right now. Please drop ideas as far as what you think I should have for dinner. Just to let you guys know, I'm allergic to shellfish, so it can't be look, shrimp fried rice. I already saw that. Can't be shrimp fried rice or lobster or crab or tacos. I love tacos.
Blackened chicken Alfredo pasta.
Oh, I do love some Alfredo. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Ribeye medium.
Okay. Okay, wait, because I'm not gonna cook. So as a matter of fact, guys, if you're dropping ideas, like name some places where I should actually go get them from, because I need help. I genuinely need help. And we do have Uber Eats and all that other stuff. So what's some of the best places we can get it from?
I'm about to order something.
I don't know where you're located. Mm-hmm. You couldn't do it from where I am, but I slow cooked a burrito taco dinner tonight that I served over mac and cheese. So if you can get that delivered, bam.
Oh, that would be good. Okay, listen, guys, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you guys. Also, keep tapping the screen. We're at 85,000 likes. Let's get this thing up to 100,000 likes. Please gift the panel, especially Jessica Simone. I saw a couple of gifts going her way, but we need to make sure we take care of Jessica.
I want to say thank you. Y'all trust the coconuts for reality check for the $15 on Venmo. I appreciate you.
In the chat for the reality check. Yeah.
I want to give out reality checks at the same time. Let's go. Thank you, baby.
Absolutely. So, Big Dog, I have a question for you. Coop with the money gun. Big Dog. Oh, Big Meal with the fireworks.
Let's go.
So, Big Dog, you said that it doesn't make sense that the actual the charges were raised from state level charges to federal charges, but it was based off of the actual predicate crime that the federal level didn't actually pursue. So you're saying that that's not something that can be done. Is that accurate?
It has never been done. There has never been a case where the state has a misdemeanor charge, right? And then they chose to elevate it to a felony based on a federal charge that the federal government never even charged him with.
Okay.
That has never been done.
Got it. So my question is, with that being said, right? If it was not something that had any type of basis, right? Why was the actual charge allowed to move forward, and not only move forward without objection, but tried and Trump was convicted? I mean, doesn't there have to be some type of standing in order for that to actually happen?
It's never.
Well,
I'm sorry.
it
I'll let Big
was
Dog explain.
objected to. Yeah, it was objected to by the attorneys. That was one of their main objections.
Right.
Also,
What happened with the objection, though, OSC? Or is that you, Big Dog? I'm sorry.
that was me. That was me. It was objected to by his attorneys. But this goes back to why I brought up the fraud case, because to me it's like the phrase, it's like the fruit of the poisonous tree, right? This all happens in New York. So if you have one situation where the appellate court, which is a non-biased court, goes, wait a minute, you brought a civil fraud case from the state level onto Donald Trump with zero precedent at all. And you can watch the video. They go into more detail about it, basically saying they're going to throw it out, and even getting to the point where they might even threaten sanctions onto Letitia James. So if that happened, how can I trust anything is not biased when it comes to these cases? How can I trust any of the process?
And to add to that, Santana, the bank was.
Hold on,
sorry.
OSC. Big Dog. Who's threatening to be sanctioned? What lawyers are actually threatening to be sanctioned?
The appellate court is threatening to sanction the prosecution team.
Whose lawyers?
No, not the lawyers. The appellate court. It's a body of 5 judges.
That is absolutely not right. Absolutely not right.
No, that is 100% right.
Okay. 1 second here.
And why you look that up?
Go to my profile.
Hold on. No. Well, I'm not going to your profile. 1, I'm on live, so I can't go to your profile. 2, we're not giving you any type of traffic, Big Dog. But 3, it's actually disprovable. But Jessica Simone had the floor. So 1 second. Go ahead, Jess.
Y'all drop some coconuts for David. Thank you for the $20 on Cash App for the love, darling. And Sabrina, thank you for the $5 on Cash App. Says because you're amazing. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, y'all. Nothing but gratitude over here.
That's a good question.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so you're saying basically that the court is biased. So my question to you would be, when Trump was attempting to overturn the election by using the courts, why weren't you concerned about the biases of the courts then?
Well, the courts were clearly unbiased, weren't they? I mean, they didn't even look at the cases.
Right, so you don't understand how that doesn't reconcile? Like 1 minute the court is biased and wrong, the next minute they're fine, the next minute they're wrong.
No, it was the appellate court.
Hold on 1 second. Let Big Dog finish.
So the issue isn't with the upper level courts like the appellate courts or the Supreme Courts, which view a lot of those cases. It's with the jurisdictional courts. For example, Letitia James, she ran to get the position she got. She literally ran on getting Donald Trump before even looking at anything. That was her campaign pitch. And that's why when the appellate court, they're looking through it, they're asking these questions. Can you find me any case? Can you find me one case in history that is like this case where there's no victim? That pretty much boils down to a dispute between private entities, right? So they couldn't find that, and it got to the point where.
Hey, hold on, Big Dog. I'm gonna have to drop you down just for a minute. Just hang out, and then I'll bring you back. But just hang out in the chat just for a minute, okay? All right. Hey, chat, just an FYI, we got this up here. We're going to have these conversations. Please allow us a moment to have conversations and actually work through things. I know a lot of people in the chat are saying, oh, misinformation, whatever. Like we understand what's going on. Jessica and I have this up here. We are having those actual conversations. So there's no need to do anything as far as like spamming misinformation, or there's no need to report anybody on the panel or anything like that. I promise you, we are taking care of these conversations. Please allow us an opportunity to have these conversations and work through these conversations with the people on the panel. I promise you, we got it. So yeah, let's do this. Let's take another step in a different direction, stepping away from those court cases. Jesse.
John.
Jesse, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. E.
I'm so sorry.
Jessica?
I'm so sorry. Come on. Look, they call me E. Erica. Look, I hope I'm doing a good job on making you proud. Hustle Trust, thank you for the $10 on Cash App that says, shut these clowns down, please. Thank you so much. Drop some coconuts for Hustle Trust in the chat. Thank you so much, baby.
Yeah, and I guess I might as well read this off. I'm not saying W's. Trump Train 2020 or Trump Train 2024 sent $3 to the nightly donation and said, "Sir, Mix-a-Lot is better than Lil Wayne." Listen, Trump Train 2024, I'm gonna start sending your money back. I promise you. It is not welcome. I'm gonna just start sending your money back. We are not doing this. But nevertheless, guys, we still have $110 left in our nightly donation goal. So if you're enjoying the live, enjoying the information, the entertainment, please consider donating. It's the best way to support the live. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. It's the best way to actually support the live. It's going to be Santana Speaks 24, Santana Speaks 24. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And please don't forget about Jessica Simone, because she is here giving us what we need since E is sick. So please take care of Jessica. Big Dog, if you're still here, go ahead and request back up. Big Dog, if you're still here, request back up.
Santana.
Yep, go ahead, OSC.
To his defense,
I don't know. OSC. I don't want to talk. OSC. I don't want to talk.
It's not about that. It's not about that.
Okay. As long as we don't talk about this anymore.
No. To his defense, it's not about that. Let me finish. I promise you, it's not about that. To his defense, I don't know if you listen to Sir Mix-a-Lot's old school stuff, but my Prosty on Broadway and my hoopties are solid.
Still not better.
I'm not saying he's better. No, I'm not saying he's better.
No. Okay, Jesse, I want to come to you. So Jesse, you were saying how you're voting for Kamala Harris because AB is not on the ballot in Texas, which I know is a big thing. So I know Jessica L was speaking to the policies that Donald Trump actually put forward, and she was even talking about the policy or a couple of different policies. Anyway, can you explain to Jessica L why it's so important to have that option or that right to choose where it's been taken away from you in the state of Texas, and how getting Kamala Harris in office is going to be a step in the right direction for you?
Okay, I'll give it my best shot. Okay, so I actually had not heard of the Prevent Maternal Unaliving Act. I did not hear of that. So I was Googling it while everybody was speaking. I thought Jessica brought up a good point about whether or not he was the one who influenced that act, because just putting your name on it doesn't actually mean too much. He didn't run on anything like that. I've never heard him actually mention anything about it. So if he wasn't actually pushing for this, it's great that he signed it, but had he not signed it, what would that actually look like? That he just hates women or something? And then, it was an act in an attempt to figure out why Black and women of color, why they are unaliving at a higher rate than white women or white tea women. And I found that interesting because, we actually do know that from, systemic racism and all of these things, that is one of the reasons why. And we know that with ABs, and that women who are minorities happen to be those that are getting ABs at higher rates because of poverty levels and things like that. So it's all very conducive. And I'm like, well, okay, you're going to sign an act like that, yet you're going to go ahead and shut down ABs everywhere else. Okay, that's hypocritical, I believe, because it actually causes women to be unalived at a higher rate. Women who are experiencing miscarriages are unable to get the attention and the care and and the health care that they deserve, that if they don't get, their lives will be at risk. So, they basically want to wait until women are in on their unalive bed to make a decision instead of doing something ahead of time. Preventative measures are key. So in my opinion, that's just it just doesn't really, that's not something that we can attribute to Trump. I think that it's great that he signed it, fantastic, but it is hypocritical according to every other stance he's ever had on the subject.
Jessica L., would you like to respond to that?
Yes, I would. Me personally, I'm pro-choice. I've had an AB. Personally, we can't put the blame on Trump because Trump, he had elected the 5 conservative Supreme Court judges that had overturned Roe versus Wade, but he was not personally responsible for that. It was the judges, and the states now have the power to decide the terms. And I mean, I'm in New Jersey. We still have it here. I mean, personally, I'm pro-choice. I agree with what she said, and I actually disagree on Trump's stand on AB. But his other policies and the way that the country is going, I'm just voting against my own interest for that point.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say that, when you say that it's not Trump's fault, he put those judges in those positions for the explicit reason to overturn Roe versus Wade. It wasn't like it was a hidden agenda. He made it very clear that that was his agenda, and whenever it actually was overturned, he bragged about it. So I will very much blame it on him, and I feel like I have every right to. And on top of which, he can say, oh, I believe there should be exceptions because of this, this, and this. Well, guess what? In Texas, there are no exceptions. So I don't really care. I feel like putting it down to the states is really him basically being like, I get to wash my hands clean of this and blame it. Y'all blame it on your own states if y'all can't figure it out. Well, I happen to live in a very conservative state. The odds of my state agreeing with me is not very high. Okay? But meanwhile, I get to sit back and watch all these women be unalived and not be able to do anything about it because, again, like I said, it's not on our ballot. We do not get to vote on this particular issue. So when you bring it back down to the states and yet your state isn't allowed to vote on it, then what does that mean?
Can I add something to that?
No. No, OSC. No, actually, what I would like to do is kick it to Jessica Simone, because one, Jessica Simone is a black woman. 2, Jessica Simone is in the state of Texas, and also 3, Jessica Simone is my co-host. And Jessica, I would like to actually have you have the last word on this topic, please.
I'm with Jesse. We're in Texas. I voted yesterday. It was nowhere on the ballot. We don't have that option. They tell us what they wanted to do, what they want to do. We have no exceptions. And if they say, and then when we say, what about if you get grape? Abbott said, we'll keep the grapists off the street. But since Roe versus Wade has been overturned, it's been over 26,000 unwanted births due to grape alone. So I guess they didn't do a good job of getting the grapists off the streets. African American women are more likely to be unalived when they actually are having the baby full term. So even people like Amber Thurman, and there was another black woman who have already lost their life, is proof. So it's crazy for him to say, oh, I'm putting this in play for maternal black women and then overturn Roe versus Wade, which is going to unalive us, force us to be unalived at an even faster rate. The actions are not lining up with the words. He's doing the opposite. And he not only we can blame him because he says, I'm the one who overturned Roe versus Wade. I'm proud of it. I'm glad I did it. They've been wanting me to do it for 52 years. I was the one that makes it happen. And the fact that he's not in office lets you know that he called them and told them what to do, and they did it like puppets, and that's dangerous for the American people. it only be a matter of time before it's worldwide. Thinking that you're going to the States and we can vote on it, we're not voting on it. And he is a advocate of saying trying to look like the good guy. I like the what's that called? Our veterans. But then you talk shit about the Hispanic lady who lost her life at Fort Hood. So it's just he has a pattern of this, and I don't get why we believe anything that he says.
Absolutely, absolutely. Perfect. So this is what we're going to do. Jesse and Jessica L, I'm going to drop you two down. Thank you both for coming up and having some conversations with us. I really appreciate both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
And what we're going to do, guys, we have a couple of people in the box. I want to get, just to balance it out a little bit more, two Trump supporters. So if you're voting for Donald Jimothy Trump in this upcoming election, and you're already in the request, just type me, I'll pull you in. Or if you're down in the chat and you're voting for Trump and you want to come up on the panel, just type me and I will pull you in. So if you are interested in coming up and having a conversation and you are voting for Donald Trump, just go ahead and type me in the chat if you're already waiting, or request up and I will bring you in. We need two people to help balance out the panel. Dr. Jim said I'm another Trump guy.
Can I do a quick shout out? Y'all, please drop some coconuts in the chat for Mimi. Thank you for the $20 on Cash App to say, hey, Jessica, this is just in case a ninja would. Okay, period. Thank you, baby.
That's right. Also, W's in the chat for Hustletress. Hustletress added $5 to the nightly donation goal. So, guys, we are only $105 away from meeting our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the way to support the live. If you enjoy the live, enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the information, please consider donating. And also, again, please don't forget about Jessica Simone, because her DMs might not be open, but her Cash App and PayPal and Venmo are definitely open. Ain't that right, Jess? All right. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and try to bring in two other people. I'm going to bring you in, and as of right now, if you're not a Trump supporter, I'm just going to drop you down for the moment. Again, I'm trying to get two other Trump supporters onto the panel to balance it out. So I'm going to bring in two people at the moment, and let's see what happens. Okay, you're spinning. Let's see here. Spinning. Oh, this is so exciting. John, how are you this evening, my friend?
Good, but I'm not a Trump supporter.
Okay. No worries. I'm going to drop you down for now, my friend. You can request back up in just a few, because we'll cycle out a few more people soon, okay?
I'm strong for Harris.
Okay. Do you want to tell why real quick? Give your biggest reason why.
Well, besides being the only sane candidate, she's just an amazing person of great abilities. I'm very impressed with her personal abilities. She is running in probably the toughest campaign in American history. Democracy is on the line, and I support her for that reason, to keep our republic and not put a dictator into office.
Absolutely. Well, John, that is a great reason. I appreciate you coming up, my friend. And again, if you want to come back a little bit later and have more of a conversation, please feel free to request back up, okay?
That'd be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Also, guys,
Santana, my apologies, man. It's getting late. I got to drop off. I got to get up early tomorrow.
Okay, no worries. You can go ahead and drop, my friend. I appreciate you.
Everyone stay safe.
Yep. All right. Thank you. Also, W's in the chat for Mercedes. Mercedes added $10 as a nightly donation, saying, keep up the fight. Good fighting. Thank you so much. Thank you. Scuba, is that how you say it? Scuba Steve?
Scuba Steve, yeah, what's up, man?
Scuba Steve, are you voting for Donald Jimothy Trump in this upcoming election?
No, I'm not. I put it in the chat, but
I didn't see that. Okay.
I was about to drop, but yeah.
Okay.
You can drop
Well, I'll drop you down for now, and I promise you can request back up. We'll get you in here, okay, my friend?
Sounds good, man.
All right. Again, we are looking for Trump supporters to help balance out the panel. We are looking for 2 Trump supporters to balance out the panel. So if you are voting for Donald Jimothy Trump in this upcoming election, please go ahead and request up, and we will get you in. If you're already in the request, just go ahead and drop a me, and I will pull you in. So let's see here. June. June, you're a bot, so there's no point in that. Let's see here. It looks like, oh, this is who I was looking for. This is Jessica Simone's favorite, Jigga. What's going on, Jigga?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Hey, Jigga, can you tell the people who you're voting for in this upcoming election and what's the biggest reason why?
I'm voting for Donald Trump because I can't stand Harris's giggle.
Oh, that's just so hateful, Jigga.
I'm just being honest. I don't like Harris's giggle. I don't like nobody that supports her, except you guys for the most part. But all the other supporters can't deal with them, and I'm just tired of all these lefters just being left behind. If you ain't right, you left behind.
Okay, perfect. Give me one moment. Go back on mute for me, please, my friend. Bistro Farm, Jamaica. Bistro, how are you this evening, my friend? Bistro, I can barely hear you. Bistro, are you there? Okay, I guess not. Guys, so it looks like we are having a little bit of issue with getting some Trump supporters up. Let's give it a minute. We will have these conversations. In the meantime, in between time, we have a special guest on the panel. And if you were here on the live last night, we had a conversation where one of our community members actually came up and was able to speak on a situation that's currently happening. And what I will say is, kind of like the conversation that we had earlier, right? When we talked about the fact that we want to look out for each other, we want to take care of each other, and that's why I told everyone about the job opportunities. This is another opportunity where we're trying to make sure we take care of our community. So I will give the floor to Phil, and they will tell you about what's going on. Phil, the floor is yours.
You got it right again.
I
Good
know.
job.
Hey, listen, I was ready tonight, Phil.
I even changed my username so that you could see it. All right, guys. Hi there. I am Fel. I'm one of the moderators here, so I'm sure you guys see me down in the chat. So my wife and I are currently in a situation where we are looking to the community to see if anybody can help us. We are struggling a bit financially. I am fully disabled and unable to work. My wife had an emergency surgery recently that put her out of work for a while. And then we took in my younger sister. She was in an unsafe environment. And we brought her into our home to keep her safe. And she is high school age. And we are now facing houselessness. So we have reached out to emergency support, and it seems like we make $100 a month too much, according to the places that we've spoken to. And without the help of our community, we are, like I said, facing that houselessness. Any help is really appreciated. You guys can Cash App, Venmo, or GoFundMe. I do have the GoFundMe in my bio if you want more information, or if you have any questions, you can always message me and ask. We really appreciate everything this community has done for us and everything that it's continued to do and will continue to do. We absolutely love you guys, and I'm going to keep doing this to you every time, Santana. But like Santana always says,
everything is welcome, anything is accepted. Listen, you don't know how hard that is to say when I don't say all the other stuff. Like words just come, and it's hard just to pull that.
well, I appreciate you doing it for me. And but yeah, I really appreciate
do
this
y'all
community.
find more importance in having a leader that
Yep. So just hold on for a moment, my friend. We're gonna get to you. I promise you, we're gonna come to you. Just hold on for a second. We're actually doing the community thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
I think that's all I've got for you. I'll stay in the panel for a bit, and if you want to drop me down, you're welcome. But like I said, my DMs are open if anyone has any questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, let's do this real quick. So we introduced Jigga. Is it the
I wanted to ask you something. I tried to post Trump 2024 and I got muted. Are you guys not
were you
allowing?
spamming it?
No, I just put it in there once.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean they shouldn't mute you off of that. So mods, I mean, it's okay. They might have thought it was a spam. So if you want to add context around it or whatever, oh, they said you were using caps. Yeah. Oh, we don't do the caps, my friend. Caps are only for mods because they will draw my attention to it. So yeah, you can put that, but it's the caps. Also, we just don't do the spamming. So if you want to put other stuff as well, you can. But that's not something like Dr. Rowland just
Santana,
put.
when are you gonna actually vote for Trump though, and come to the right side, man? We got a lot of good things over here for you.
Yeah, I hear you, my friend.
I'm saying we could take your career further if you support Trump. I'm serious.
I hear you, but Trump doesn't have enough money to buy me. But one second, because Jessica Simone has her hand up, I'm gonna let Jessica go ahead and do her thing. Jessica, what you got?
I just want to give out, first of all, y'all, please tap the screen. We're almost to 150K. We have 491 people in here. We can definitely get to 200 in less than 10 minutes. I've seen you guys do it before. I have faith in you. Get the tippy power tap. Come on, people, power tap. Okay, and I would like to say thank you to Mercedes for the $10 on Cash App for love watching my educated Black women. Thank you, my love. And Sabrina, thank you for the $5 on Cash App that said, not effing today, Jiggle. Not effing today. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Drop some coconuts for all the royal family. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, not too much on Jiggle. Not too royal family. Not too much on Jiggle.
Hey, they said what they said.
They did. Okay. The local pharaoh. How are you this evening, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Wonderful. The local pharaoh. Who are you voting for in this upcoming election? What's the biggest reason why?
Really, I think that the upcoming election is here to distract us from the real happening that's going on in America. We are losing power, and we are.
Hold on. Listen, my friend. I'm not saying that there isn't a time and a place for that conversation, but unfortunately, this conversation is centered around this upcoming election. And I understand that we would put a election at the same time every year to distract from an actual power issue, but we're going to actually talk about the election now, so you can engage in the conversation. Or unfortunately, we won't be able to keep you on the panel, my friend.
Okay, I'll placate to your propaganda. I'm voting for Trump.
Okay, and what's the biggest reason why?
I believe that the Trump administration, he represents power over a lot of different things, not only our country, but also power stake in being a masculine energy towards other countries.
Got it. Perfect. All right, go back on mute just for a moment, please, my friend. All right. So let's see here. We got a couple of other people. Let's bring a few more people in. And let's see. Matt, how are you this evening, my friend?
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Wonderful. Matt, who are you voting for in this upcoming election? What's the biggest reason why?
I'm voting for Kamala Harris because I want to preserve our democracy.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Go back on mute for me.
Beta.
Okay. Phil, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down, okay?
Yep, thank you. And can I just, I haven't gotten to do an introduction on that one. Can I just say why I'm voting for Harris?
Yeah, go ahead, Phil. The floor is yours.
So I'm voting for Harris because as a queer, non-binary individual, I feel like she actually represents all of the minority, or doesn't represent, but she stands for all of the minorities and advocates for us. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, Phil. Listen, Hey,
What is he saying?
the local pharaoh, please have some impulse control. Please, please, and thank you. Um, all right, no, Phil, I
Dang.
completely agree. It's not worth it. I completely agree. She is establishing a very wide coalition, and that's something that I'm super excited about. Again, I haven't seen anything like that since Obama and his coalition, so it's exciting. All right, I'm gonna drop you down.
Down now. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and let's get one more person in. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Dragon King 7216. How are you this evening, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Wonderful, wonderful. Dragon, who are you voting for in this upcoming election? What's the biggest reason why?
I'm voting for Kamala Harris, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. And the reason is I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran and an openly gay black man who's well educated. And I actually read all the 922 pages and didn't panic because I didn't think I was going to get through the book. And I wish a lot of black men would do that because we would find out fairly quickly that that book is going to destroy our community. That's why I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
Absolutely, absolutely. Perfect, perfect. All right, thank you so much. Go back on mute for me. All right, so let's do this. Let's make it interesting. Guys, so the likes have been moving kind of slow, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on mute. I'm going to go on sub only. We're going to go to sub only until we hit 225,000 likes. 225,000 likes. So we're at 156,000 likes at the moment. If the thing stops spinning on me and let me listen, is this thing working against me? Okay. Anyway, we're gonna go on to sub only where the where did the local pharaoh go? I was just about to let the local pharaoh talk to the black historian.
No, I had something I wanted to say, host.
You didn't want to do that.
Hold on 1 second. Yes, I do. Hold on 1 second. If he's still in here, I'm bringing him back. Local pharaoh, request back up. I was about to give you the floor.
So, darling, if you're going to go to sub only, if I'm on your panel and I don't subscribe, what happens?
You just won't be able to talk in the chat. You're on the panel, so you're fine.
I guess I'll bump off. I hope you guys have a great night.
Oh, okay. All right.
I wish I could have contributed more.
Well, no. You can still talk because you're on the panel. You just won't be able to type in the chat.
Oh, so
Yeah.
should I stay?
Yeah, just stay put. You're good.
I don't know how all this works.
You're fine, Jaime. Just hang tight.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so in that case, because the local pharaoh is gone, Jigga, the floor is yours, Jigga. I want you to tell the black historian why Donald Jimothy Trump is actually better for black men than Kamala Harris, because you were trying to convince me just a moment ago that I should be voting for Kamala Harris. So I would like for you to give that information to the black historian.
Well, black historian, I'm just going to explain it to you like this. It's not even just black men. It's for the United States, period, because Donald Trump doesn't put people in groups. He's saying he's best for United States citizens. So if you consider yourself a citizen and you're just not in a particular group and you don't want to be titled in a group, you just want to be American, he's the best person for you. Now, when you single out groups, right, and you just put yourself in this bubble of a group, I relate with this group and that group, Harris is definitely going to pander those groups. But when she gets in office, you're never going to get what she's promising. And it's going to be 4 more years of Bidenomics, whatever she wants to call it, and giggling. And hopefully Ukraine situation doesn't come to your front door. Hopefully it doesn't. Because again, hey, who's going to stand up and fight for you? You know what I mean?
Those are some strong words, Jigga. Some strong words. The black historian, what say you? Did he convince you to vote for Donald Jimothy Trump?
Oh, hell no. Never will.
I mean, he was just quoted as saying how much it cost that much to bury a effing Mexican. He just said that, but he doesn't group people, right? But yet he put targets on Haitian back, basically Black Americans, because ain't no white racists gonna walk up to you and say, "Hey, are you Haitian?" They just gonna automatically think it. He put targets on Asian Americans during the C-19. He don't group people. Sounds like he groups people to me. Why are we getting all of these people from S-hole countries? And those were basically black and brown countries. But he don't group people. And when it comes to protection, women have been protecting ourselves ever since the pew-pews came along. We don't need y'all. I can go to a range and learn how to pew-pew somebody.
Jigga?
Well, that sounds fine and dandy, but we know what goes down when tactical individuals come out to play. Your pum pum will get taken. You most likely will be a war. You'll have to surrender yourself, or I can't even say it. What happened to you on
But you
TikTok?
don't know.
I know for a fact. That's why Ukraine sent their women to other countries. But I was speaking right now. It's nothing against you. I didn't cut you off at any point.
That is a fair statement, the Black Sword. Let Jigga let's let him finish.
Yeah, I'll land
Go
my
ahead,
plane
Jigga.
momentarily,
You
but
you got it, Jigga.
those other countries that you named aren't America. So he's for American citizens. Like I said, you named other countries that if you so happy about those countries, hey, I'm pretty sure they have open borders too. You can travel over there, but he's for American citizens. Again, the virus came from over there. He was talking about those in particular people from that country, not the citizens that happen to be of descent. Even if you're descent of that nation and you're in America, you're an American citizen. There we go.
Why do you listen to him, Santana?
Why do I listen to who?
This dude just got through talking about descent. The lady who died, unalived, it was in the service. She was a Mexican American, Mexican descent, but she was born here. The only thing you need to be a citizen here is to be born here or have a parent that's an American. It's funny how he took out, I don't have his Bible, but they say he took out the 14th through the 13th through 17th amendments, which is basically applied to black people in this country, which means he don't care about people, even the service people who are based overseas, that have children overseas. Now their citizenship is in danger if he gets back in office. So he talking about tactical. Hope it don't come over here. It's some women that are more tactical than men, and we've been doing it our whole lives. That's why That's why I want to say 99.9% of us are more smarter than you. You want to talk about cheating? At least a woman won't get caught.
Yeah.
Jessica, how many times do men get caught?
Every damn time. Oh my God. Before they even get in there. Mr. 1000 said he would like to use his monthly.
He can't.
Okay.
Multiple people have tried to use their kick on Jigga, but unfortunately, Jigga has immunity at the moment.
How he get that?
He's the only person on the panel that is supporting Donald Timothy Trump. If there is someone else that wants to come up and support Donald Timothy Trump and have a conversation, as a matter of fact, let's see, there's one other person in the, if there's one other person that wants to come up and, let's see, I don't know you. Let's see this real quick. Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey.
How's everybody doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. Jeffrey, are you voting for Donald Trump in this upcoming election?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Before I answer that question, I will say this: I did vote for Obama in 2008 when I was 18 years old, and I voted for him again in 2012 when I was 22.
Yeah, he voting for
I
Trump.
will say this. I will say this.
Thank you for the subscription, that dude.
This election, I do feel like I am leaning more towards Trump after doing my due diligence and thorough research for the last, let's say, 8 years. I didn't vote for him in 2016. I voted Green Party, Johnson. But yes, I am leaning towards Trump for various different reasons.
Okay. All right. Hold tight 1 second. All right. So we have one other Trumper on the panel. Do you guys still want to use your kick on my guy Jigga? Listen, Jigga just like y'all gotta let Jigga have a conversation. But I want to check again. Mr. 1000, Mr. 1000, are you still there, Mr. 1000? Do you still want to use your kick on Jigga? Jigga, I'm gonna try to keep you here. I got your back. I got your back, Jigga. Mr. 1000, it's your call. I'm waiting to see what you say in the chat.
I won't use it yet. Well, I'm about to subscribe from my backup account so I can see.
Jigga, they tried to get you up out the paint.
Santana, I just have a question about the format of this. Are we free to speak whenever, or is there a specific
He said he'd wait. Yeah, no. So we try to have conversations. So the whole thing about this panel is it's respectful conversations back and forth. And
For sure.
So we go from there. So, and since we have new people on the panel, let me just go ahead and cover a couple of things. So just please be mindful of TikTok language. So that's saying things like pew pew, mustache man, unalive, AB, smex, C19. All of those good things. Also, we don't deal with any of the isms, racism, sexism, classism. We don't do the phobias, transphobia, homophobia, any of that. We keep respectful on the panel. We also keep it respectful in the chat. And for the chat, the mods will mute you for using caps. So please don't use caps. Or if you are saying anything that is out of pocket, let's make sure that we make a welcome community for everyone. So with that being said, Jeffrey, I kind of want to come back to you just for a second. And so Jigga tried to just explain to the black historian why she should be voting for Donald Trump. You are someone that just voted for Obama 2 years in a row, and now you're voting for Donald Trump. Can you explain to the black historian why she should be voting for Donald Trump as well?
Well, me personally, not knowing who she is or not knowing what her background is or not knowing what she's into, I would first say, first I would ask her, often has her vote been tied to and loyal to the Democratic Party? And then I would say, why not try something different, right? So if she's a historian, she knows the history about black people ties to the Republican Party.
Ooh.
One of our biggest figures, Martin Luther King, right? So when we talk about history, they always like to throw in this big switch, as if we all just came together one day and said, "Hey, everybody, let's start voting Democrat."
Yeah.
I've yet to find any evidence of that, and I have yet to see any concrete evidence of that. If we want to talk about certain people in the Dixie Party flipping, we can go into that, but I'm not going to get into all that right now. I will say this though. Back in the 60s, when we were more conservative and we were together as a family and a people, before we had yet integrated into the system, when we wanted to drink from the white water fountains or integrate in the white bathrooms or the white restaurants, when my brothers sat there and protested in Greensboro, North Carolina, and sat in a all-white restaurant, right? It made the national news for breaking barriers. Before we wanted to integrate, we were doing actually pretty fine. You want to do history, go back and look at during the Great Depression in the 1920s, black people actually thrived through that era because we always knew how to thrive with less, right? We've always knew how to adapt. When did we lose our adaptation? Well, a lot of that started in the 70s when a lot of us got shipped off. All the masculine black strong men got shipped off to Vietnam. Then they came back in the 80s during the crack epidemic when the government.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Oh, sorry.
We can't say the name of drugs or rugs.
The stuff that is hard and is white and was pushed into the black neighborhoods through the government, the people themselves, right? It was emitted, right? So there was a systematic destruction of a certain community. Why? Well, that's another story for another day. Then we go into the 90s, and then we get the 1994 crime bill. We get certain things that systematically kept us oppressed.
Mm.
Then we moved into the 2000s. Yes, Bush came into power. Yes, we went to war. A lot of us was fed up. So when Obama came and started preaching change, me going to a predominantly white high school, I was the only brother on the bus able to vote during the primaries. When they all turned around and asked me on the bus who was I voting for, the only black kid sitting at the back of the bus, I said Obama, and everybody bust out laughing. You only voting for him because he's the black man. I was like, you're damn right. I am voting for him because he's the black man. Everybody laughed, but I had pride because it was change that I was trying to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And I voted for him. And I paid attention thoroughly from 2008 through 2012. From 2012 through 2016, I paid attention. I did my thorough research.
No, you didn't.
To the point where I was motivated to vote for Bernie Sanders. I was motivated to vote for Bernie Sanders, but when I watched how the Democrats treated him, telling him to get out the race because he wasn't strong enough to go against Donald Trump in 2016, right before California, and he had all that momentum, he was about to beat Hillary in California, and they told him to step down. When he stepped down, I knew it. I said the Democrats are about to lose because they don't understand the movement that was happening with Bernie Sanders. When he said day one, I will legalize marijuana.
All the stuff he was Jeffrey. I know you.
I'm sorry.
You kind of
my
cooking
bad.
or whatever. But
I'm new to this. I'm so sorry, my brother.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No names.
I apologize to everybody. I'm getting new to this. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is
let
this.
me just say this real quick because I know you doing your thing and the chat is going crazy. I will remind the chat, please. Are we getting a Harry raid? I will remind we're getting a Harry raid. Okay. I will remind the chat, please allow us to have these conversations. Welcome, Harry Raid. Go ahead and finish, Jeffrey.
It's not to talk your head off, but in 2016, when a lot of us were supporting Bernie and all the things that he was supporting and talking about, right? A lot of things that we all wanted, they pushed him out the race. We watched that. It was like a hostile takeover. No, we want to make Hillary. And I felt it at the time. I didn't want to predict it. But it forced me to vote green because I said, no, that was wrong, man. Bernie had the momentum. And guess what? They paid for it. And it gave Trump the momentum. I watched it happen. They don't want to admit that, but it happened. So I asked a lot of people the question, if I was an ex-historian, why not vote for the Republicans? How bad was your life between 2016 and 2019? Let's not include 2020 because a lot of people like to reference Trump and put C19. 2020 on him. C19, yes. They like to reference that when they talk about how bad his presidency was. Then they like to go back to his rhetoric, right? But outside of that, how bad was your life between 2016 to 2019? Yes, there was police brutality.
He gonna let me answer. He gonna keep monologuing.
All right.
Okay, I'm about to land here. But yes, there was things going on.
10 seconds, Jeffrey.
But the same thing happened the same thing happened with Trayvon Martin under Obama, and I didn't see too much action towards any kind of injustice or any justice happening at that time. So I'll land right there.
W's in the chat for K, who is a first-time subscriber. W's in the chat for K. I'll throw this out here real quick, guys. We still have $105 left in our nightly donation goal. If you want to support the live, please consider Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the bio. It's going to be Santana Speaks 24. It's the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And please don't forget about my co-host Jessica Simone because she's filling in and she's here to take care of business. Welcome, Harry Raid, the Black historian. The floor is yours.
There is so much misinformation here. Of course, I know the history of my people and why we switched to the Democratic Party. You mentioned Martin Luther King like he was a freaking Republican, and he wasn't. We switched because of the Voting Rights Act. What did the Republicans do for us before that? Nothing. Because when we did have the right to vote and we were getting in office, they decided, hey, these black people are getting too much power and too much money. So they forced black people out of government positions like they're doing now. So if you ask me what the Republican parties did for us when we were voting Republican, because we were actually coming away from them, and I believe in the 1920s. So they don't do nothing for black people. Nothing at all. but block bills and make the poorest white man feel like he's better than the average black man. Make the poor white man feel like he's better than the average white man. And you talked about the crime bill. That was a bipartisan bill. And you want to think that Joe Biden wrote that bill? He only wrote one part in that bill, and that was the Women's Against Violence. Also, he wanted to do federal sentencing. But no, the Republicans said push it to the states, because you know how Texas and all them other states are. They like jailing black men, and they make money off of jails. He mentioned something else. Oh, W.E.B. Du Bois was still writing about stuff that's happening us today in the 1920s. So when you talk about a Republican Party, what were they doing when W.E.B. Du Bois was alive? Nothing. He mentioned something else. It was just so much.
He did. He reached all the way back. He reached way back and tried to come and land his plane. The Black historian.
I know. I just no. I would never vote for a man who sits here and is the deaf. If you looked up fascist in the dictionary, his picture would be right there.
Hey, no, wait. The Black historian, is that a quote from you, or is that a quote from General Milley?
Nah, that's a quote from. I just switched it around. That was a quote from what's the movie with Eddie Murphy? What's that movie with Eddie Murphy?
Which one?
And
Black historian?
Halle Berry.
Boomerang?
Eddie Murphy.
Boomerang.
Yeah, that was a quote from Boomerang.
Yeah, everybody ain't gonna get that one. Jessica, you had your hand up.
Yes, I wanted to address a couple of things that he said.
Get him, Jess.
I think as far as the history goes, Black historian pretty much ran that down. And then I'll end it with a question. You said that you was on the back of the bus. Well, Rosa Parks said she fought for us to sit at the front of the bus. But even if they laughed at you and you had pride, and which you should, behind your people, they also voted for him. They came out in droves to vote for him. Before Biden, he was breaking records of millions and millions of people to vote for. So even though they laughed, their parents could have voted for them too. And a lot of other people did. So you had right to be prideful of voting for Barack Obama, and to see a man who is not involved in shrugs and scandals and all of that type of thing, and to be a figure, a model for our community. That's one. Two, you said Trump had the momentum. He lost the majority. So the majority of people in America, we voted for Hillary Clinton. So he never had any momentum. And had we probably been on to the fact that he might be cheating, we might could have caught him then, because he was also under investigation, and people went to jail from Russia for interfering in that election as well. And then I didn't feel safe under Donald Trump before 2020. The George Floyd thing, I think that was in 2020, but he kept threatening Kim Jong-un about what they were going to do, what he was going to do, and then he started cozying up to them. He was doing traitorous things, as in going against his own Central Intelligence Agency, just because he was and said that he believed Putin, which is our biggest adversary, and you're kissing up to him, which I thought was like, we hired you to be the captain of our team, or you may have cheated allegedly. Gotten to be the captain of our team, and then you shit on the whole damn team when we're trying to help you win or help you out, and then you believe our biggest rival just because he said so. So that was very traitorous, and then trying to overthrow our government, and that had nothing to do with C-19. All because you're a sore loser. You're a baby. You're a kid. You don't have any discipline. Your impulse. That's not safe. That's dangerous for America. And he's emotional.
He is
emotionally reactive. So, and I want to end it with, what have the Republicans done for you, and what bills that they passed that make you want to try them?
So this is what I want to do, Jeff. I want to get, or Jeffrey. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I want to let you respond, and then I think also Mihai had something to say about that as well, and I want to let Mihai say something because there's someone in the box waiting that I want to actually get in as well. So Jeffrey, the floor is yours.
So I do feel like the tax cuts that he provided in 2017, I do feel like I myself did benefit in some type of way financially from that, and I hope that everyone else did as well, which allowed us to kind of roll into 2020. Kind of, I feel like on a financial incline, even if we want to say it was off of Obama's economy. I mean, I guess he kind of rode the wave and kind of maintained it, which is what we would look for in some type of presidential leader. I mean, outside of the rhetoric, which he talks about, and I kind of laugh at it because I grew up watching him on Apprentice, and I seen him in so many movies and so many rappers mention his name that to me, Donald Trump was just another guy that was like, ain't no way he gonna win it. But when he won it, which no one I don't think expected him to win it was like, okay, well let me give him a chance. Let me actually listen and see what he's talking about, rather than the sound bites that were being provided by the mainstream media. So I started actually listening to him and actually hearing what he had to say, and I would see through what he was having to say, understanding his stance and where he came from and the type of person he was. I can see the jokes and the trolling that he would do. He was a troll. He does that. I mean, that's who he is. So it's like you got to understand and be able to kind of see through the BS, right? And it's like, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. So if we see him as an enemy, why not get close to him and see what he's really up to? The same thing he did with Putin, the same thing he did with Kim Jong-un. So I thought it was actually a wise move to try to get closer to your enemies, because for so long, we tried to make it seem like those guys was the boogeyman. But did we forget that Russia actually tried to join NATO back in the 90s when Clinton was president? And they actually said, no, we don't want you to join. I mean, that was somebody trying to reach out to be peaceful. I mean, I'm just saying. So whether or not we know what somebody's, next move is, or whether or not we trust their intent, when Kanye West and Jim Brown actually went to go sit down with Trump, he said, come on through, let's sit down. What did the Democrats do? They said, nah. What they told Ice Cube, we'll talk to you after election. Did we ever see that come to fruition? I don't know. Maybe they did, but behind closed doors. But we never seen anything. At least Ice Cube, I mean, who is he? But he came up with some type of plan for the black community. It was a nice, well-written plan if you actually read it. I mean, I thought there was some benefits to us that at least somebody was trying. And at the time, Trump was like, come on through. I'll listen and hear what you got to say. I mean, he provided so much funding to the HBCUs. Yes, Biden maybe dropped the biggest bag on them, but Trump provided the permanent funding throughout time. So would you rather take $2 million up front or $100,000 in every month, or however you want to break it down? I mean, that's the only difference that happened. Either way, the HBCUs still got their money, just in a different fashion, right? So I just see things a little bit different, and I'm just like, look, we were already good under him before things happen. But I mean, I understand that might not be his thing. He really wasn't a politician. So this man really was like an everyday person like me and you that just came out of nowhere. I mean, he was giving.
Guys, I don't know what's happening, but let's not mute people microphones. Go ahead and finish up, Jeffrey. I'm sorry about that.
I'm gonna finish here, but I remember when he said, even on TV, they asked him back in the day, who would be your running mate? And he said, I would make Oprah my running mate. So I've only seen him show love to the black community. NAACP award winner. Like, how can you be racist and win that award? I don't know, man.
He didn't.
I'm just saying.
He absolutely didn't. He absolutely didn't. I'm sorry. He absolutely didn't. I was gonna let you do your thing. I was gonna let you do your thing, but he absolutely didn't. 1 second, guys. W's in the chat for Caitlin. Caitlin added $50 to the nightly donation goal. Thank you so much, Caitlin. For sure. For sure. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Guys, we are only $55 away from our nightly goal. So if you guys want to support the live, enjoy the entertainment information, please consider donating. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are on the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the name. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Please make sure that you donate to Jessica Simone as well, because after this live, after Jeffrey's conversation, she's going to need some extra strength Tylenol like the Black Historian already has up. That was a lot. Jeffrey, are you still there, my friend? Are you still there, my friend?
Yeah, I'm ready for the cooking, man. I
Okay.
know it's coming. I feel
Well,
the heat. I feel the heat, man.
let's do this because I want to get one other person in, but Mihai, I know you originally had something that you wanted to say. I think you wanted to speak to Jeffrey, so I'll give you the floor for a moment.
Okay, so darling, you invited Jeffrey up and said, I'm going to let Mihai respond to you. And that was a lot. But I actually really, really want to respond. And I'm going to get so lost in this translation. And so I apologize for that. I originally wanted to respond to Jeffrey because I felt him when he said, in the 2020 election, he voted for the third party candidate. He didn't want to vote for Hillary. He didn't want to vote for Trump. Or was the one before that? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting.
2016.
Thank you. I was the same person. I was never going to vote for Trump, but I also was never going to vote for Hillary. And I didn't write in a candidate. I voted for Gary Johnson. And that's not how it works in our political system. And so I learned my lesson. And I'm so confused from everything from there that Jeffrey has said about policies and how it works and all of the other, like, I learned my lesson. Why didn't you? Like, the last election, I voted for Biden because I knew it couldn't be Trump. And I know it now still can't be Trump. I value my rights. I don't want to go back. I don't want my son to, he's not really going to be affected as a normal white kid, the blonde hair, blue eyed guy. He's not going to be affected by it himself, except by extension, and whomever he loves, whatever woman or man happens to be in his life. I watched Handmaid's Tale. Have you read Project 2025?
Oh, that's a really good question, Mihai. Jeffrey, have you taken a look at Project 2025 and what that actually entails and how that's going to look? And Mihai, thank you so much. I'm going to drop you down, my friend. Jeffrey?
So I will say I have not read the Project 2025 in its entirety, but I did see some things that was concerning. Just the control, just all the control aspect in general, just how it seems very Jim Crowish, almost a little bit, beyond that in a way. So I was concerned about it. What I will say is when he said that he had no ties to it, I gave the man the benefit of the doubt. Now, I don't know. I can't say for sure or whether certain how he has ties to that. But I do understand everyone's concern because I am concerned as well with that. So I do understand what you're saying. And I'm all for being educated. I'm all for being schooled, man. I'm all for it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So this is what I'm going to do real quick, Jeffrey, because I want Ren. I think Ren had a question, but I would also like Ren to share some information about Project 2025 with you. But before I do that, just real quick, facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. Who are you voting for in this upcoming election? What's the biggest reason why?
What's up, man? I'm going Trump, and the biggest reason why I'm tired of the Democratic plantation.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Go back on mute for me. Guys, real quick, W's in the chat for Alex adding $11 to the nightly donation. And Alex actually said, let me get this message because Alex Alex said something that I agree with. Hold on. I'm sorry. Alex added $11 to the nightly donation. And Da, 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 da. Gosh, Alex, Alex said he wanted to see a collaboration between President Obama and Eminem. I do too. Because Obama was rapping Lose Yourself, and that was dope. Also, guys, it was. W's in the chat for Claudia, who added $10 to the nightly donation, said, great platform. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So, guys, we are now only $34 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. So please, please, please consider donating. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. It's the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the live, the entertainment, the information, please consider donating. Santana Speaks 24 is the information for all of it. And please, please, please don't forget about Jessica Simone, because she is here. She does not have to be here. She's helping cover while Eminem is not better than Lil Wayne. Cool, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. She is here and she does not have to be here. So make sure that you drop something in her bio. Her pay links are in her bio. Ain't that right, Jessica?
Yes, I'm Jessica Simone. Cash App and Venmo. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Hey, Jeffrey and Facts Over Feelings, are you guys still there? You guys keep teacupping. I know that you. I want to make sure you guys are still there. Jeffrey, you still there? Because this is like your second or third time doing that. I want to make sure that you're still with us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just researching what I was hearing. So.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. Oh, Jeffrey is gone. Ren, so we lost Jeffrey. So I know you wanted to be able to ask your question, but it looks like he is gone. So we will let you actually. Exactly. We will let you put your question to Facts Over Feelings, because Facts Over Feelings is still here. But before you throw your question out and start your conversation, Andre, how are you this evening, my friend?
Hello.
And Andre, who are you voting for in this upcoming election? What's the biggest reason why?
Harris.
And what's the biggest reason why?
I don't want Trump in office.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. Perfect. Go back on mute for me. One last thing, guys. W's in the chat for Kim added $3 to the nightly donation. Thank you so much. All right, Ren, the floor is yours.
Well, first of all, since Facts Over Feelings is new, he said he no longer wants to be on the Democratic plantation. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, Republicans was the first ones to free the slaves, even though they had slaves and Democrats had slaves. I do agree. But my point is, one was saying, you know what, I'm going to let them go. Then you are correct. The Democrats came back around and said, you know what, we seen how the black people got the Republicans got the backing because they freed the slaves. Let's give them the right to vote. They did. Then, after the right to vote, what did black people do in 1921 Oklahoma Tulsa? They sat there and got their own everything. On education system, on banking system, on everything, on policing. We had everything going for ourselves. And people like to lie and say it was the Dixiecrats. No, it's not. When you research it, it says clearly the Democrats came through and destroyed Oklahoma.
Okay.
Then right after the Democrats came and did that, then you're right. Then they came back like, oh, we're sorry. So now we're going to pass these programs. So that's what I'm saying. I did my history. You're right. They did pass certain programs, but the programs that
Hold on one second, Ren. Let him finish.
But the programs that actually was detrimental is what he's talking about. When our grandfathers and dads or whatever was going off to war, ma'am, yes, that is a real thing. Once they came back, the women had to fend for themselves. I'm not knocking that. So the government, Democrats created a Section 8 and welfare program, but said the man cannot be in the household. So what that did was now create a systematic detrimental to the whole black race. Why? Because now you have black men not being in the household. Now you have black women thinking they don't need no man in the household. Now they're raising these black children, mostly black males. And like he did say, then these bills are getting passed while they know No man is in the household. So when everybody talk about Jim Crow, you don't realize just because a bill is passed and it looks like it's in your favor, it could be in disguise. Just like LBJ was in disguise with Martin Luther King, and Martin Luther King said what? LBJ said what? I pretty much infiltrated the civil rights movement, and I'm about to have these black people voting Democrat for over 200 years. And it's just
Hey,
cool.
facts.
Go
Let's
ahead.
go ahead. Let's land that plane, my friend, so Rand can respond. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
you good.
So basically, all I'm saying is I watch how the Democratic Party act like they give you programs. It's like a give it, but I take it away. They took away the blackmail, then then put crack. The C
The
word,
hard stuff.
the hard stuff in America. Ricky Ross, that is my best friend's dad. Jamal Ross, this is real facts. That's why it's so touching to me. So I'm right. I don't even like the Republican Party either, if you want to be technical. But guess what, man? We don't have no black political party.
All
Because
right.
yes,
Hey,
we
facts.
do need to go
Facts.
back to segregation. We
Facts.
need
Facts.
go ahead.
Land your
Okay. Hold.
plane.
Hold on. Okay. Let's
I'm about to land it.
roll here for a second. Whoa, that's a mouthful. Hold.
I'm so
Put the tiger
sorry.
back in the cage. Facts. Put the tiger back in the
Man.
cage. All
It's
right,
facts
Rand.
over facts. I got so many facts, bro. Because people don't realize the damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rand.
Okay. So while you're saying Democrat and Republican, that's fine. But what was the ideologies of the parties? Not what the name of the party was. What was the ideology? Because if you look that up, you'll find that that's where it's not that the party switched in like this traditional sense where people look at it like a pancake flipping. The ideology switched. So the conservatives at the progressives at the time would have been the Republicans. But once you reach into what the 60s, that changes. And now the conservatives become Republicans, the progressives become Democrats. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand the distinction?
Oh yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One, that's one thing. Two, you're saying that black men not being in the home. You do know black fathers are actually the most involved fathers, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm talking about now we are, because I definitely go hard. I have 6 children and I'm definitely involved and go very hard. So I agree with that. I'm talking about my fathers was all set up. When they was off at war and they came back with PTSD, a lot of black women didn't know how to deal with that, man. So they end up leaving the man. They didn't really stick beside him. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just giving facts over feelings, man.
But your facts are not really facts. They're more feelings. Um, but even still, so you're saying your goal is to vote for Trump. You do understand that in Project 47 and Project 2025, Trump would like to give just carte blanche to the police, correct?
What's crazy is those things are not even facts. Even Trump said out his mouth, he don't even know what Project 25 is. This is a bunch of people just
So
made.
you're not
So,
gonna believe.
okay, go ahead.
Hold on,
Hold
Rand.
on.
Hold on. Let him go ahead and finish it.
Because I was about to say, so if that's the case, man, then that's why I'm also scared. Because if you look up right now, Communist Party of United States of America.org, this is a government website. Guess what? It's led by democracy and socialism.
What
Okay,
orgs
hold on one second.
aren't government websites?
Yep. All right. Hold on one second, facts.
It's called.
Rand, wait 1 second.
No
1 second, facts.
misinformation, please.
Yeah, that's definitely not right. Rand, go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, Trump's name is in Project 2025 312 times. So you mean to tell me he knows nothing about it? He also, last year, I want to say, or maybe the year before, but he has a speech at the Heritage Foundation who wrote Project 2025. So how does he not know about something, but he's saying we're gonna we're gonna implement our plan? How is it our plan, but he knows nothing about it? Then you're going to say that, he's saying that and he's not lying when he says he's not associated with it. You mean the man that lied 30,000 times during the course of his presidency?
Mm.
I mean, he waddling and quacking. Why wouldn't we call him a duck?
Mm.
He's a liar. It is what it is. And I understand whatever your reservations are with the Democratic Party, because I'm not going to be the person to tell you not to critique the Democratic Party. However, what I am going to say is, while you're discussing voting for presidents, are you voting for your local elections? Are you voting for midterms?
And I was
Because
really going to say that's where it really is more important
Hey,
anyway. Yes.
facts. Hold on. Let Ren finish.
Oh, yes.
you, the president is only as good as the Congress we allow them to have. And that's just what it boils down to. And at some point, you're calling it a plantation, but if you're only doing half of the work and you think that your vote is the end all be all, and not understanding that there's still work, that voting is the beginning part, not the end, then it don't matter who you vote for. So what are you doing to actually create the world that you want?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
can't do nothing about the world, ma'am, but I do something about my neighborhood because, yes, ma'am, I am in the suburbs and everybody in my media makes over about 200K. So, yes, I am one of those black men and I have those black kids. And yes, ma'am, I am an advocate in the black schools raising awareness about black culture because yes, even through elementary, my kids have experienced racism through middle school and through high school. So I am the advocate in this area and I started my own program just to educate the white people because I'm letting them know
White tea.
this whole the white tea community, this whole bigotry and everything that's going on is being taught inside the household. So yes, ma'am, I'm doing the little part that I can with what I can control. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I
Hold
can
on
I
one
bring
second, Ray. Hold
something?
on one second,
Yeah.
Ray. Let me get this off. Guys, W's in the chat for Mary. Mary added $10 to the nightly donation and said, "I voted on my 60th birthday." Good job, Mary. Big W's in the chat for Mary. Also, W's in the chat for Kathleen, who added $31 to the nightly donation. Said, "I have to head to bed, but I wanted to make sure your goal was met for the night." Thank you so much. Yes, 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 guys. That is, we hit the nightly donation. Thank you so much. Also, guys, I have not heard Jessica Simone say thank you for anything in a long time. Jessica, are your pay links still working? I'm a little bit confused.
I don't know. I was looking at it. I was like, it's still up.
I don't know, guys. Can somebody test out Jessica Simone's pay links and make sure they're still working? We got to make sure we take care of our esteemed guests as well. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Jessica, what's your name in those in your information?
I'm Jessica Simone. I am Jessica Simone, just like my name.
Perfect.
On
Perfect.
Cash App and Venmo. Thank you guys. Testing.
Thank you. No.
Okay. I wanted to go. I'm sorry.
Who is that?
Yeah,
Was it Jessica?
I can't tell because like I see people on mute, but it's not like who was that?
That was Rand.
I think it was me and Jessica to say,
No, it was me. I was about to. He said something about his children's school, so I was about to go back to Project 2025 and Agenda 47.
Well, hold on one second, Jessica. Rand, because I know a couple other people want to get a conversation going as well, but I know we have Dragon that's been on the panel for a while, and he hasn't had the opportunity to say anything, and I know Shay wants to say something. Andre just got here, but I do want to give Dragon just a moment to kind of reply to it because I want to hear. I know Ren just gave us the amazing perspective from a black woman. I would also like to get the perspective from a black man. So Dragon, the floor is yours, my friend.
Well, as a veteran, when I was reading Project 2025, I was really disgusted because a lot of us veterans, we have to go through an actual legal battle to get benefits when we leave the military. I'm at 100% service connected, so that's a couple of $1,000s a month tax free, but it took me almost a decade to get that fighting the federal government. And a lot of military veterans, it took them 2-3 decades. And reading Project 25, they have a whole section about how they're going to just basically obliterate our benefits down to maybe 5 or 10% twice a year. No, we can't live off of that. We've served our country. We've done what most people don't have the courage to do or bravery to do. And I feel like, anybody particularly black men who have not read Project 2025, you are doing yourself, your family, your kids, their kids a huge disservice. And for me, I just feel like we cannot continue to come up with these scenarios, semantics about what parties changed their legislation, who ended slavery or whatever. You have got to look at what this man is saying. He's a clown, and what I don't like is, black men in particular, society has depicted us as if we are the lowest of the low, and that's just not the case. And I feel like a lot of y'all have forgotten that. And as far as a lot of black men supporting Trump, unfortunately, most of them, not all, but most of them, the ones that's doing this, guess what? Y'all are felons. Y'all can't vote anyway. Please help me understand that rationale and logic. Y'all cannot vote anyway. What is the goal? What is the purpose? So when Madam Vice President Kamala Harris comes out with this black man agenda to help y'all prosper, you still have black men saying that is not enough. Now they want an amendment to it, child support forgiveness. Are you crazy? Are you bananas? Who gonna put that in an amendment? You created that child. It is your responsibility. I used to be a child support enforcement technician, and I've dealt with some knuckleheads for real, and they just don't get it. It's not happening. What does she have to do? What does she have to do to make y'all understand that this is playtime is over? We are going through an apocalyptic situation if Donald Trump gets in office. Some of you may not have seen this movie. I'm 52 years old. There's a movie called Escape from New York, when the whole city of New York becomes a prison for the whole United States. If Donald Trump gets into office, this whole country is going to be a prison. It's going to be a dystopian type of prison. Yeah. That's all I had to say. But you brothers put down the bees and the Hennessy and read that book.
Not the Hennessy, Dragon?
Yes, sir. Yes,
then,
sir.
What, Dragon, what'd you tell him?
What he said.
Wait, you said
read a book.
Yeah, put down that B and put down the Hennessy and start
Wait, hold
reading.
on. I missed the B. You mean the honey? You talk about the honey?
Yeah. I mean, come on. I'm for real. Like,
you talk about the honey and the Hennessy. They do that in Atlanta. They cook food with the honey and the Hennessy. They mix it together in Atlanta.
Because I was about to say, who still drink Hennessy?
Yeah, no. In Atlanta, they mix Henny with the honey and. Anyway, okay, Dragon, thank you. Facts.
I appreciate that, Dragon.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Jessica had her hand up. Go ahead, Jessica.
Thank you so much, you guys. First of all, Ryan, thank you for the $5 on Cash App to say testing. Did you hit my number? Yes. 23 and 36 were the numbers that hit last night, and 36 was your number. Thank you so much. Kim, thank you for the $3 on Cash App. Lee, thank you for the $10 on Cash App, but we are not going back. Keep up the good work, sharing facts. Thank you so much. Steph, thank you for the $5 on Cash App, Seth Harris 2024. And Erica, thank you for the $3 on Cash App. I appreciate all the love, you guys. Please drop some coconuts and some big W's for all of our beautiful family, you guys.
Also, and W's as well for Ryan, who sent $5 donation saying, giving me the armor to rebuke these demons. Shama-nama-nama-ma. He didn't add that part, but I'm assuming that's what he said, like once he said that. And then he said, Jeebus! Anyway, facts. Would you like to reply? Would you like to reply?
Yes, and that is the problem. Kamala's plan for black men was almost a slap in the face. I think she thinks we uneducated, and that's all we do is smoke bees and drink Hennessy. She doesn't realize now we are actually educated, making over.
Whoa, hold on. I take offense with that one. Hold on. Why is her plan? What?
Oh, are you ready?
Go ahead, hit me.
It talks about just $3,600 for having kids. That basically seems like you just saying, "Oh, I'm going to give y'all money because this is what y'all do," and it's like, no. That's not what we about. Then even when you make over 200K in a household, you don't even get the tax credit.
She went to Howard University. She knows there are intelligent, sophisticated black.
Dragon. I don't unleash the dragon yet. Hold on, Drew Hill. Hold on 1 second. Facts. What are you talking? Facts. I'm just hold on. What are you talking about?
You didn't know we don't get the tax credit when we hit over 200K in the household. We don't get that tax credit. We don't get that.
That's not the
No,
part
that
of
is
black
very
man's
accurate.
plan.
That's
Where
what
do
I'm
you
saying.
see that at?
Okay.
Can you give me
That's
the
not
source?
part of the black man's plan that she has to help black men.
It's not. That's why I'm so confused. What are you talking about?
She had a $6,000 child credit. That was
That
part
is
of the.
for that
Oh,
is for the
excuse me, my
middle
bad.
class. That is for the middle class. That has nothing to do with
Oh,
her.
I'm
That
sorry.
is separate.
That was on
You
the
need to
because
change your name. Because
I
so
have excuse me. Wait.
Facts.
I have Kamala. Okay.
don't call him.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop your fucking lying.
I knew there was something off. I was like, I am so confused what you were talking about. Cause you know what? I have the actual black man plan right here, the 5 points, and I was like, that I have no idea where you're going.
On the blue thing, right? I swear it says that on the blue thing.
What
And then
blue
it
thing?
says up. It says up to $25,000. They don't say 25,000. It says up to 25,000.
Hold on. Facts. What are you?
Her plan.
Hold on. Which part are you talking about? Are you talking about 25,000?
Oh, now I'm talking about the home loan. The home loan is for first generational homeowners.
That is not part of the
Okay.
black man's plan.
That is crazy.
We keep telling you.
That's crazy. This what I'm looking
I
at
ain't even
says
looking at it.
Kamala's Black America's plan. So that's why.
Kamala,
Can you tell me where? Can you tell me what site you're looking at that, Ellen? Because you know Elon Musk was sending out fake rhetoric.
I wonder if it was that one. I wonder if it was that one.
he needs
Elon's
to
going
change
to
his
jail.
name. You need to change his name. You need to quit
Big
calling
Ben,
him
come on with the
that.
That's what I was about to say. W's in the chat for Big Ben becoming a subscriber. You know what, Big Ben? Just because you became a subscriber, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, guys. We're at 300,000 likes. We should be way above this. We're at 301,000 likes. Let's tap the screen, share the live out, give the panel, do all that good stuff. I'm gonna say 7 minutes until 10:30 Pacific time. We should be up at 350,000 within 7 minutes. If we're not, we're gonna go to sub only, and Big Ben is gonna be able to talk.
Should I set a timer?
Oh no, I got it, Jess. Don't even worry about it because they got 6 minutes now. Top, how are you, my friend?
Hey, how you doing? Shouts out to everybody. Thank you to the host for letting me come up.
Absolutely.
Shouts out to everybody on the panel.
Absolutely. Can you
not
tell
gonna hold
everybody who you're voting for and what's the biggest reason why, please?
Okay, I'm not voting. Okay. So,
Okay, I appreciate you, my friend. You have a wonderful evening.
Is he not voting or he can't vote?
I don't. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. If you're not voting, you don't get a voice in this conversation. Pretty Tony, what they call me, Pretty Tone. How's it going this evening, my brother?
Hey, what's up, my brother? How you doing tonight?
Good. Pretty Tone is back, guys. So, Pretty Tone, for the people that don't know you, please introduce yourself real quick. Who are you voting for, and what's the biggest reason why?
I voted for Trump. You already know.
And the biggest reason why?
He just all around a better candidate, just a strong leader, everything,
Okay, perfect.
I'm not a big mega supporter or nothing like that. I'm not one of those people that think he's God or nothing almighty. I don't think he's gonna change much, but he's gonna do more than Harris is gonna do for us. That's just a fact.
It's gonna give you a free check.
Yep. All right, pretty Tone. Go ahead and mute up for me just 1 second. And also, is it Thug Natisha? Is that how you say that?
Nut. It's Thug Nasty.
Is it Thug Nasty? But that ain't how you spell nasty.
It's nasty what they call it.
Thug Nasty Thug. Thug
Yeah.
Nasty. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Wonderful. Who are you voting for in this upcoming election? What's the biggest reason why?
I voted for Kamala.
Okay, and what was the biggest reason why?
Because I feel like her policies are better than Trump's,
Okay.
and we're living under Trump policies now, and his tax policy doesn't expire until 2025. So therefore, my reason for voting for Kamala, her economic policies make more sense.
Okay, perfect. Go back on mute for me just one
And I
moment.
will not support somebody that despises my existence. Period.
As wait, Thug Nasty, are you talking about as a black person or as a woman, or are you talking
Both.
about
As both.
combination? Okay, got it,
Both.
got it. All right, go back on mute just one moment. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Alex. It said politics on X or Twitter is a complete mess and chaos. Elon Moneybags needs to fix it. Listen, the Bird app used to be my favorite place, like absolutely my favorite place, and now it's just a mess. Fix it, Leon.
He can't fix it. He going to jail.
He is. He needs to be deported.
I agree.
Yeah. Andre, I wanted to give you an opportunity because you haven't gotten to speak yet. Andre, I would like for you to be able to have an opportunity to speak with Fax. So you've been listening to some of the stuff that Fax has said. What would you like to say to him?
Okay, so I want to start by saying saying basically that Harris didn't isn't really going to do anything for black men. That's obviously not true. I have the black man plan pulled up in front of me too.
Andre, we all did, and we were confused. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, and I'm also in another debate group on another platform, and it's like conservative versus liberal. And one question that I posed to the conservatives was, do you think Donald Trump should create plans that would that specifically benefit black people? And do you guys, I'm pretty sure y'all can guess what the responses were in that group.
Well, Andre, real quick, because I don't want to guess. So I would actually like to hear that from Fax. Fax, can you answer Andre's question, please?
Am I Fax?
I mean, I thought you were until you started talking, so we about to start calling you feelings.
No, go ahead. Say that again.
Andre, ask your question again. And real quick, guys, W's in the chat for Doc. Thank you for the sub, Doc. You are awesome. Drop some motherfucking coconuts in the chat for Doc.
The question that I asked the group was specifically for conservatives. Do you think Donald Trump should create policies that specifically and only benefit black people?
Yeah,
What do you think? What do you think the responses were in that group?
Oh, definitely no.
Definitely no.
Yes.
Okay, so do you see like the hypocrisy in you saying Kamala Harris don't do nothing for black people and then running to the Republican Party when they overwhelmingly don't believe that black people should, even though there were laws in place that specifically were designed to discriminate against and harm black people throughout the history of America all the way up until today, but we don't deserve anything that specifically is supposed to benefit us to atone for all of those, those policies and practices that harmed our community?
No, we definitely do. But what you just said, nobody's going to do it. Even Kamala wasn't going to do it.
Come on,
Kamala,
feelings.
whatever her name is.
No,
Kamala. She wasn't even going to do it.
Hold on,
Kamala.
because I haven't had to do this all night, but I feel like it's appropriate and I need to do this. I do have one boundary, and feelings, this is your first time. this is your first time on my panel, so I want to make sure that I say this. It's Kamala. If you can't say Kamala, you can always say Harris. You can say VP, but that is my boundary. So I'm going to ask you to please respect it. So, guys, can we drop some Kamalas? If you're a sub, drop some Kamalas in the chat. So, Feelings, I'm going to ask you to please make sure you respect that boundary. Go ahead, my friend.
I got you because you're amazing. So Kamala, Miss Harris. Dang, what was your question? Dang, I lost.
One more
Before he
time,
asks you the
Andre.
question again, real
Do
quick.
you see the hypocrisy in saying that Kamala Harris?
Hold on, Andre.
Andre,
how you say the name right and then
Vice
mess it up?
President Harris.
Hold on, hold on, Andre, hold on, because now you in timeout. Because Jessica was about to say something anyway, but you just threw that all off. Go ahead, Jessica.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Y'all drop some coconuts in the chat for S. Thank you for the $10 on Cash App.
Hey!
Elon is getting a DOJ cease and desist, as he should.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. And Kamala.
Okay, Andre, one more time.
Yes.
One more time.
Do you see the hypocrisy in saying that Kamala Harris doesn't benefit black people and then run into the Republican Party, even though they overwhelmingly don't they don't believe that black people should have any policies or any type of legislation that specifically benefits us, even though there has been policies that have harmed us throughout the existence of this nation.
Okay, now that's exactly what I brought up. The Democratic Party has brought up stuff to harm us, and I definitely touched on that with the Section 8.
But we're talking about today.
So
we're
now,
not talking
okay.
about.
So now today, I am about the tax credit. Now, if I hate to sound it like that because I want to be humble, but when you're on the side of money, you're on the side of the side of who's going to be for your money. I don't know if that makes sense.
Do you make more than $400,000 a year?
Yes.
And even if you did, like, I'm pretty sure you have family members that don't.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you
yes.
have. I'm pretty sure like there's people that other black people that have pre-existing health conditions. Harris in the Biden and Harris administration, they did the $35. That's something that on my father's side, almost all of my aunts have diabetes, and that's something that runs rampant in the black community.
Facts.
Like there's just so much. Like Donald Trump and the Republican Party does not care about black people, and he definitely doesn't care about middle class or poor people. Him being in his spot is to help rich people, wealthy white men or white men. It's not you. Even and I know though you're saying I make a lot of money, he really doesn't care about you.
Yes, yes, I get you. I'm not knocking that. But the thing is, when you grow up in the suburban neighborhood of all whites all your life, I guess I've been through the bigotry. I've been through all that. It's nothing. I understand. I'm prejudiced, if that makes sense. When I go back to Compton, I'm prejudiced.
Okay. Hold on, Phyllis.
So how does that?
Hold on, Phyllis. Andre. The Black Historian, and then also I know Jessica wanted to say something as well. Black Historian, go ahead.
Sir, when do you think Section 8 was created?
In the 70s.
And when was what was the other one he said? Section 8 and welfare. When was that created?
In the 70s.
That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
All of these programs were created under Franklin Delano.
Delano Roosevelt.
Franklin, yeah.
FDR.
Created under him. Section 8 is just a part of his 1937 plan. It was made for white people, YT people, not for us, because we couldn't get those benefits at the time. We didn't even qualify for Social Security. And when you talk about Lincoln freeing the slaves, Lincoln didn't free the slaves. He just outlawed it in the South. And he didn't want to expand it to the North because he wanted to protect YT people to keep their jobs.
Wait,
So
say
if
that.
you
Whoa,
if you know,
excuse me,
it
wait.
says
So,
if you knew history, I'm sorry, if you knew history and you read, you would know these facts. But evidently you don't know facts. You just
so
know
the
your
southern
feelings and
states
how you feel
wasn't
about it. If you
the
knew
okay.
facts, I'm sorry, I'm
They
talking.
escaped to
I
the
am
northern
talking,
Hold
states.
on
sir.
one
I
sec.
am
Hold on one
talking.
second, feelings. Let's let the black historian finish.
If you knew facts, you would have known that that was part of FDR's program. But no, you only read the little part that it was created in 1974, but you didn't read that, hey, this is an expansion of something that happened in 1937. It's actually a part of two things that he created. You don't read fully and you don't comprehend what you're reading, because if you knew about the black man's plan, you wouldn't have been sitting here talking about the $25,000 for a house. That's a whole separate program that Kamala has in mind.
Mm.
You don't know facts, sir, so you need to change your name.
Okay.
Good night, y'all.
Good night,
I'll
Mrs.
see you
Dorian.
tomorrow.
Good
Oh,
night,
I
the black
guess all black
historian.
men smoke weed because she's talking
Wait,
about legalizing.
You can't say that
I
on
know.
here,
I know
sir.
what she's talking.
You
Hold
see,
on.
he lying. He don't know
You can't say
facts.
that. You can't say that word
Oh,
Good
on
night,
sorry.
bro.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Good
I
night,
guess all
beautiful.
Good
black
night, black
men
historian.
smoke the bees though, because she
Uh,
did talk about legalizing that,
Hold
and in
on, hold
Vegas
on,
that is legalized.
hold
hold
on.
on.
Jessica, you got it, Jess.
Okay, so I don't. I want to end with the question because I feel like it's a lot of back and forth. I don't get to rebuttal, but I was pulling up what she was talking about, and it did start in 1935 about the welfare program, and a key issue in the man in the house rule was an unwritten practice that emerged from interpretation of welfare laws. And then it goes on to say that the man in the house rule was widely criticized and was eventually declared unconstitutional in 1968 King versus Smith Supreme Court case, which ruled that such regulations unfairly penalized poor families. However, the perception that welfare programs discourage family unity persisted in the 1980s because not everybody is up on the cases, so they assume it still exists. Not to even go to the fact that men just be leaving women, making babies everywhere they go, but that's a whole nother story. Contributing to debates around welfare reform, especially when the passage of the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act in 1996 under President Clinton, who helped kind of get rid of all of that altogether, which is a Democrat. I didn't know if you know or not. And two, she wants to legalize leafy greens because it's very unfair for white tea men to not only they do it too. So it's not just a black man thing. What she don't want is them to penalize us for doing the same thing that they're doing. And not only that, they get to make money off of it. They get to build dispensaries, retails, and distribution uh, companies as well as on farms when we should have that same access to it too. There's no reason why we are in jail for the same things. So that's why she wants to federally legalize it so that we can make the money off of it that we deserve, that we have been doing for all of these years and being penalized. So it's not just like just that's what black men, because white teen men are not being penalized like we have been, like our culture has been. And then when it comes to you said you make over 400,000. Now, the
Together,
28.
not single.
I'm sorry, what?
In the household, not single. Me
Okay,
and the wife.
so technically, single, you make less than 400,000, so you would
Yes, ma'am.
qualify. You would qualify for those particular taxes. And it says if you make 400,000 or less, you're not going to pay more in taxes under her plan. And if you make $1 million or more, it'll be to 28%. So my number is to you. What number did Donald Trump propose in the future that he was going to do? And what is that number in his plan?
No, that was nice. I haven't seen no numbers. I was going based off the previous.
You mean the one we're still on right now? We're still on his tax plan right now.
Yeah.
Right.
which is okay. The inflation is what's kicking AWS.
And can you also tell me what his plan is? How he's gonna? So you
Right.
just so we're clear, you don't know what the new number is going to be, right? He
No,
did not give
man.
you that number. Okay, so
No.
we know he don't
Facts.
have. Maybe he has a concept of what it's going to be, but she does. You do know it's going to be 28% if you make a million or more with her, and not more than what you're already paying if you make less than 400,000.
No, I didn't know
Also,
that.
with the
Thank you.
inflation, well, yeah, it's on kamalaharris.com/issues. With the inflation, did he tell you what his plan would be to lower inflation?
Well,
Yes.
it's also.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just want to interject. It's 2.4, which is lower than Trump had it in 2018, which was several months of 2.9 and 2.7. So how would he lower it below what it is now? Why would he? That would actually be not good for the economy.
Now, what you mean, the inflation rate, sir? When you mean the two? Okay.
Right, because a little inflation is good inflation. So
Yeah, he
if we're at
would.
2.5 right now,
Yeah, he was
2.4,
at what
2.5.
He was at 1.9.
Anything around the 1.9 to 2.5 area is typical, and that's what he inherited from Obama. Sorry.
Yes, facts.
Right. So what is his plan to lower inflation? I mean, well, actually, when he gets the economy, he will inherit another good economy.
I mean, supposedly he was trying to tax the imported goods, but somebody brought to my attention if he taxes them, they're gonna just raise
Our prices.
our
But
prices, and that does make sense.
Right.
Can I answer that, please? The imported tax tariffs that he's talking about, when he puts a tariff on a country, say for
Hmm.
instance, he's taxing China 20%, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And t-shirt is $10. So he's taxing 20%, so that makes the shirt $12.
Right.
So
Right.
when that shipment comes to our U.S. ports, that is where the tariffs are paid.
Hey,
So
yes,
if
ma'am.
Walmart pays that tariff at our ports, who you think is going to eat that cost?
We are, ma'am. That's why I feel you. Yes, ma'am.
So tariffs is not good.
Yes, I thought it was, but
Period.
when I got that understanding, you're right. Yes, ma'am.
So I hear you are an educated brother, and you are listening to educate yourself. So in all of these conversations, everything that we've said that you agree with, you're still voting for Trump?
Probably not, ma'am. That's why I like these conversations because I came to get educated.
And also, I noticed that you said that you had 6 kids, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So Trump was, and you said he had no part in Project 2025, but Trump was on Fox News, and he said he was going to eliminate the Department of Education. So that means your children are not going to get the proper education that they need to be successful in life. And then the co-anchor or whatever his name, I can't think of it right now. He said if they teach the history that America was built on the backs of slaves, he was like, oh, we're not funding them.
They will get no money.
I mean, you're right because they're not trying to fund my program now because I'm trying to educate
And
about.
they're trying to rewrite all of our history.
Exactly.
Yes,
The
that is
good, the bad,
fact.
and the ugly. So, I mean, I understand that you're saying the Democratic plantation, but I do see Democrats fighting for us more than I see them. I stay in a red state, and there's nothing that the Republican control that we've had in this state for 30 years that is doing anything to help me locally.
Understood. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait. Um, Feelings? Did you just say that you're now no longer willing to vote for Donald Jimothy Trump in this upcoming election?
Yeah, man. I like facts, and when she just broke that down,
Oh! W's in the chat for facts. W's in the chat for facts. Massive W's in the chat for facts.
Show some coconuts
I
for facts
appreciate
in
you,
here.
my brother. Like seriously, because right now we have a lot of brothers that are so disconnected from the community and from the actual truth. Some of them don't even listen. They think that $1,200 stimulus check that he delayed to put his name on it came from him. when it was Nancy Pelosi and the Democrat House and Senate that passed it.
Mm-hmm.
So facts. I have to ask
You
you
know
this
what it
question.
was for me too? Oh, go
Mhm.
ahead. Sorry.
No. Go
I
ahead.
was a little scared with Kamala because, all right,
Kamala,
I
my
get what
friend.
y'all. I mean,
Kamala.
Miss Harris, Miss Harris. What was scaring me is okay when you're hearing stories of. I guess you guys know about the gentleman who she supposedly withheld evidence,
Mm-hmm.
and and then he got reparated.
But
Then
that didn't happen under her term, Miss
Hold on.
BA.
Let him finish because we want him to get it out before we tell him the
and then
truth.
yeah,
But let him
yeah.
finish it.
And then the one with the little girl when her kid, like you guys said, I'm a father, so that whole sickle cell got me
The
when I
truancy.
yes, the
Mm-hmm.
truancy.
Okay.
So they and so supposedly, Miss Harris thought it was funny. Then I just always thought her as a prosecutor because everybody goes to the Trump Five,
Mm-hmm.
and I do get that. But my thing is, those same people that was in there doing that to them gentlemen was like detectives, and then probably the DA come in. So my thing is, I always looked at Miss Harris as not on our side. She's always been
Mm.
for putting people away, and those type of people have a different heart than me.
Mm.
Basically, you have to be kind of cold hearted to just know this is my job, just to throw you away.
Okay.
And I land my plane.
Facts. Let me do this facts because you did say a lot, right? You definitely said a lot, and I can see how you would think that and you would feel that. Let me start with Jessica. Jessica, can you speak to what was the first one that you
I
said?
wrote them all down.
Okay, Jessica, speak to the first one.
Oh, first of all, can y'all drop some coconuts for S dots? Thank you for the $10 on Cash App for the concepts and tariffs. I appreciate you.
Hey, also W's in the chat for Alex who sent $11 donation. Said people on X who are supporting who are Trump supporters making fun of women who haven't been uh, raped, and guys and women are saying Kamala.
Sick.
Say it again.
They're fucking sick. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, absolutely. He's saying that. Hold on, it's coming back up now. Gosh, I lost the message. Sorry. But yeah, no. Listen, X is a nasty place. I lost the rest of the message. Apparently, they're making fun of people who, because of the whole situation with the model. So, but Jessica, can you speak to the first thing that he heard?
Yes. So as far as withholding evidence, that was not her case. She was not she didn't arrest them, she didn't prosecute them. She's not even listed in the lawsuit. She has nothing to do with that. And facts, if you want, I have all of the resources for you to be able to and I can send them to you and to even give you a starting point in case you even want to look deeper into it.
Thank
Um,
you.
not only that, with the Sherry Peoples, still, not her case, not her district. I forgot the guy in
The other
San Diego
prosecutor,
who,
yeah.
yeah, he was running for re-election and he needed to look tough. So he did a sweep running off that particular policy,
Hmm.
and he did a perp walk on that lady. She was arrested um, for the cameras, but she didn't spend any time in jail. She also, again, had nothing to do with that. So you can see when you even fact checked, and Kamala Harris said that nobody went to jail under that policy. Um, you can, it's true. Nobody went to jail under her policy, and she did not prosecute anybody. But other states and areas can pick it up. We even had that law in Texas as well. But really, it's just to advocate. She understands that we need education. The less education that we have, the more likely we're going to end up unalive, homeless, or in jail. But because the more you know, the more you grow. Which is why she
Absolutely.
created the Back on Track program. And
Absolutely.
she says she only became a prosecutor because when we go to, they lock us up or they pull us over and take us to court for things. When it's a white tea little boy, they're like, oh, not my Johnny. And they're easy on them, give them probation. Like Ethan Couch ran over 9 people, unalived 4 people at 16, 10 years probation.
Mm.
But she wanted to become a prosecutor so that she understands who we are. And that way, when she go in there, she makes sure that it's not another white tea man throwing the book at a black boy. And she could be lenient and provide programs to help them instead of allowing somebody else. So we need people in there on that side. If we just give it all to them, then we don't have a leg to stand on when we do make mistakes or get in trouble. We need somebody over there that sees us as human on all sides. So I had a couple more things, but I'll let everybody else.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
And thank you for the $5 on Cash App. I forgot. Emerald, thank you for the $5 on Cash App. Send us some love. Thank you so much, baby.
Absolutely. One other thing, RC Dubs, can you just kind of, so I think there's a misconception as far as like what prosecutors do, right? Can you just kind of break down the whole, not the entire legal system, but explain the process, right? Because I think people confuse like the prosecutors with the jury, with the judge, all this other stuff. Can you just kind of enlighten facts on that process and why Kamala Harris wouldn't be responsible for, quote unquote, holding people longer or, judging people, just the whole thing?
Well, I guess you could just go with that case that I know of. As the officers were the ones that ended up being found to have been guilty in that case where there was evidence withheld. Like Jessica said, the lead prosecutor and Kamala weren't charged. They weren't even named in the lawsuit because they didn't actually do anything. And Kamala's basically, as a prosecutor, just as a prosecutor, when she was a prosecutor, she's just taking evidence that is there against somebody, like just following the law. She's not going after anybody with any kind of ill content. And if you look at the previous prosecutor, from what I know of her record, that person had put 3 times as many people away. So having a good prosecutor in place, somebody who understands the law but also doesn't abuse it, is important. And like Jessica said about having somebody that understands the community in particular, is just an important factor of understanding the law and not abusing it. Because a lot of the things that happened over the last several decades, especially when they bring up the 94 crime bill, there's nothing in that law, in that bill, that has any racist language in it. But if you have racist people in power implementing laws and abusing their power, then that's where you end up with. But if you look at it, mass incarceration it quadrupled before that, between 1964 and 1994. So that bill really didn't bring on mass incarceration. It was a change in the system of civil rights, and then Nixon and Reagan. But that's kind of what I mean about people in power. If Nixon and Reagan are racist and they're in power, they're going to abuse their power. Her being in her power shows that she actually used her power for positive reasons. It's like even the people that she actually prosecuted, she gave them programs that would prevent recidivism. So she was trying to make a positive impact on the community from her position of power, which is why she actually was. It's the irony of all this. Trump donated to get her reelected to her attorney general position. And then, and I voted for her twice here in California. She did a really great job. She was actually considered, especially leading the Department of Justice of the largest state, the attorney general of the largest state. She actually she knows her stuff on every single level of the government, all 3 branches. There's never been a more experienced person ready to take over, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yep. Perfect. Well, hey, look, facts. I really appreciate the switch in your stance, and what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna drop you down for now, my friend. But I hope you continue to listen and chat. I hope you continue to come back and really engage more, because I think that not voting for Trump is a huge step, but I think we need to go ahead and continue to speak to you on Kamala Harris and why you should actually vote for her versus just not voting for Trump. But I really appreciate you coming up with and spending some time with us this evening.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate you, letting me
talk. I'm sorry. Look at the fighter jets. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
No, you did.
Did you see that? Did you see that, Facts?
That was dope.
That was cool. W's in the chat for Coop for the fighter jets. I'm sorry.
Come on, baby. Coop.
But no, listen, I really do mean that. I mean, it's really wonderful to hear you say that. I'm really happy to hear you say that. And again, please, we still have a couple of days. What is it, just 11 days until election?
Shh.
Yeah. So come back. We're still here every night, and I want us to, like Kamala Harris has said when she said about black men, we want a chance to or an opportunity to earn your vote. So let's continue to have this conversation. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, sir. You too. I'll be in the chat. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Have a good night, Max.
You guys have a good one.
Intellectual conversation with you.
Thug, nasty, nasty thug. I appreciate you so much for dropping that knowledge.
I appreciate it too. But does anybody want to educate me or persuade me? Because I'm open to hearing.
Don't worry, it's coming. Thug nasty, I'm gonna drop you down, my friend. Okay.
Okay, cool. Y'all have a blessed night.
You as well.
too, Queen.
Yeah, no. Listen, I actually. Holy smokes! Did you see that?
I saw it. That shit was crazy.
Holy cow! W's in the chat for Auntie's baby. Holy smokes!
Go Auntie baby.
Hey, that was.
That was crazy.
Oh my gosh! Hold on. That was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Who rich auntie is that?
Wow. Look, I completely forgot what I was doing just now.
W's for auntie.
I freaking love lions. Thank you. Holy smokes. Pretty tone. I actually, or real quick, Uncle Todd, how are you? Uncle Todd, are you there?
He's
Hey,
on.
Uncle Todd going once. Uncle Todd going twice.
Hello, I'm here. I'm here.
Hey, Uncle Todd, how are you
Hello.
this evening?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Y'all have me muted, but I'm doing good. How about you, sir?
Wonderful, Uncle Todd. You want to tell the people who you're voting for and the biggest reason why?
I'll tell you who I'm voting for. I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I'm voting for Tim Walz. And I'm voting for Colin Allred because I'm a goddamn Texan. That's who I
You're a
am.
goddamn Texan. I know that's right, Uncle Todd. Hey, Uncle Todd, and don't mess with
I should
Texas.
change my name then.
Fucking right. I'm from
No,
Texas,
well,
Uncle Todd.
No, that's okay. I want people to mess with Texas. Y'all keep me honest. Y'all keep me honest. That's what I want.
Okay. Perfect. 1 second, Uncle Todd. JK. Who are you? How are you? Who are you voting for? What's the biggest reason why?
I'm 73 and I'm from Texas.
Texas is in the building, okay?
I passed my vote already, and it was for Kamala Harris as an independent voter.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Holy smoke, Auntie Baby with the galaxies. Auntie Baby dropping galaxies. Guys, more W's for Auntie's baby.
73?
Whew.
73? Tell us about yourself, sir. You're 73 years old. Tell us about yourself. I want to hear this.
Hold on.
Excuse me, I am a female. I'm dealing with these Texas allergies right now.
Good, baby, them Texas allergies is the worst.
Yep.
Me
no,
too.
Nope. Okay. All right. Thank you, J-Bay. Congratulations. Listen, J-Bay, I'm telling you, it's too many people coming up here from Texas saying they voting blue. It's something strange happening down in Texas. JK, something strange is happening in Texas.
That's why she's
You
coming
gotta
here.
get rid of Cruz.
Oh, listen, they want Ted Cruz
Get
about to pay
rid
for real.
of Hot Wheels.
I wish
Hot
you could take
Wheels is
Adventist.
next.
I think I know what it is. I think all the people from California and Florida is really starting to move to Texas heavy.
Santana, can
They
I
are, and I
answer your
appreciate
question,
them.
sir?
I'm not
Yeah.
saying nothing bad, but I'm
Well,
just
hold on one second. This is what I want to do because yeah, Pretty Tone has been waiting for a while. Pretty Tone, you have Uncle Todd, you have JK, you have RC Dubs, and you have MJ. And now you wanted someone to convince you why you should be voting for Kamala Harris. Who would you like to actually have that conversation with?
maybe Jessica. She seemed like
No. We didn't say Jessica. I know you wanted to pick Jessica, but I didn't name her. So you got.
All right, so
You got.
let's go with Uncle Todd or what's that? J.K. West.
Which
Yeah.
one? Your call.
All right, let's go with Uncle Todd first. Let's see what he got to say.
Okay, Uncle Todd, come off mute and explain to Pretty Tone
Since he's from Texas.
why he should be voting for Kamala Harris in this upcoming election like you did.
Oh, and I'm gonna let him speak too first. I just want to know how old he is and if he's a Texas native, just so I could get a better understanding of him since I don't know him personally.
Okay, well, I can answer that. I am a Texas native. I'm 54 years old. I served in the U.S. Army from 1988 to 1992.
Salute.
And I don't ask for any accommodations, but except for one election, I've been a lifelong Democrat. Okay, I've been a lifelong Democrat. Kamala Harris is the real deal. She is the real deal. I will never ever vote Republican again in my life. I guarantee you that, sir. What will you like to know from me? Ask me questions. I'm ready to hear.
Sure. I mean, that does sound good and stuff. Like, me personally, I would love to see it in a way. I would love to see a first female black woman president. I just would rather see it from somebody like Condoleezza Rice, but she's not running or whatever, so I'm not even gonna bring her up. But yeah, enlighten me about what you think Harris is really gonna do, what type of changes, what she's gonna do for all of us, because times we living in a crazy world right now, just in general. Just this last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think Vice President Harris is going to find many ways to unite, maybe not everybody. But you know what? I live in Texas, okay? Texas right now is reliably red. She's coming to Houston here on Friday. She don't have to come to Houston because she knows that maybe Texas is not going to go blue. But she's coming to Houston on Friday because she also knows that maybe Colin Allred can knock off Ted Cruz. So there's a strategy at play. She knows what she's doing. She is a smart lady. So I'm going to leave you that she is a smart lady. Okay? And I guarantee you, if she gets in office, I guarantee you, we're going to go places we haven't been in a long, long time.
Absolutely. So this is what I want to do because we're kind of getting to the final stretch. So what I'm gonna do, Uncle Todd, thank you so much for that. I'm gonna drop you down, and I appreciate you coming up.
Cool.
What I
Thank
would
you,
like
sir.
to do, thank you,
That's a
JK.
baby. Drop
Right?
some W's down.
More W's in the chat for Auntie's baby. Listen, Auntie's baby, we love you.
Thank you very
She's
much.
showing a bunch of love. JK.
I want to be like Auntie Baby when my
know.
niece get older. I want to be the rich auntie.
Exactly. JK, can you answer that same question for Pretty Tone? Why should Pretty Tone be voting for Kamala Harris again, especially from someone in Texas who actually voted for Kamala Harris?
Well, the first thing, as I stated, I'm an independent voter, and I have been for 40 years of my 73 years. I don't ever vote for whether I like a candidate. That's the first thing. It doesn't matter to me. As long as their policies are to benefit this country.
Sounds good.
That's the main thing. I think a lot of people place things because most people don't know about human behavior. And if you know what a bully is a very insecure person. They have a lot of issues that stem from their childhood. Preferably, I would say, lack of discipline from their parents. I'm gonna leave that at that. Now, I voted for her because I have 13 nieces and nephews. The chances of me living the next 20 years is slim, but I worry about them. We have taught them to work, to have their own businesses, and they can't do that if they're going back to where their grandparents were. Now, I was raised in the Jim Crow era.
Okay.
You don't want to go back to that.
Mm.
I'm not going to go back to the history of my grandparents and great grandparents and everything. Most of us, we already know that history.
Yeah, that's a big step back,
But from my parents sold poll tax, and both of my parents were hardworking people. My father worked for the railroad for 47 years. My mother had 2 years of college. My father fought in World War II. Now, they sold poll tax, which I watched people, because my parents would take us with them. And I watched people count out as many as 150 pennies to vote.
Oh, wow.
And when I think about or even look at a poll tax receipt, it just sends chills through my body.
Mm-hmm.
When they passed the voting rights bill, my dad had 5 kids that voted with him. That's the first time my father voted as a free man, as equal to a YT man.
I know that's right.
Now, I have worked in large corporations. I worked for the government. I worked for federal and state. And I've worked in my own business. But when I first graduated from college in 1973, I couldn't get a loan to build my home. I had $12,000 to buy a home. I had to get my father to sign for it because I was a female and I was not married. And he did sign for me. Then he made sure everything went into my name. I worked in a large corporation, and one day we were in a meeting, and I'm telling you this story. A young YT guy walked in. He's probably about 3 or 4 years younger than me, and he roped me on my behind, and I knocked him out of the chair.
I know that's right.
What year was
Better go, JK.
And I walked over to him and I told him those days are long gone. Because my dad said no man is supposed to touch me unless I ask them to or I agree to it.
Absolutely.
And especially a YT man was not going to put his hands on me.
Absolutely.
Definitely not, as he shouldn't.
Now, we worked together for the next 17 years. He never spoke to me again, and that was fine with me.
I know that's
but I
right.
guarantee you he never touched another black female.
I was about to say, I bet he never forgot that. Never forgot that. Listen, you know, I just want to say this, Jay. First and foremost, thank you, because I think that your story is amazing, and I think there's a need to hear your voice, right? The voice of I don't want to say generations gone, but the fact that you can reach back to those memories of your father with the poll tax and stuff that we don't see today and that we don't think about, but it's something that actually happened, and it's something that we have to remember because there's so many people is just like, oh, I'm just not going to vote, right? And thinking about like the things that your father had to do in order to be able to cast his vote. And for you to remember those things, I appreciate you sharing that so much, and I think that's needed. And I'm so proud of you not only for who you are and what you stand up for, but the fact that you were able to cast your ballot in Texas for Kamala Harris. And I promise you, it feels like something important is happening this year. So thank you for that, and also thank you for coming up and sharing with us. And I hope you just gave Pretty Tone a word. I really do.
Yeah, may I ask
Thank
Pretty
you too,
Tone
cool.
a question?
Sure, no problem.
Did
Anything.
any of that resonate with you?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but you know,
Yeah.
I
So.
don't wanna be negative, but you know, that alone, you know,
Well,
I respect everything you said, and I heard you, but I don't know how
well,
that's
let me
gonna.
ask another question then. Have you read Project 2025 and Agenda 47?
Yeah,
Are you sure? Have you read all of them?
yeah.
Jay, I don't think it's gonna resonate.
Okay.
If your story and the fact that he's able to say that he's read Project 2025, if none of that resonates, okay, all right, Jay, thank you
But
so much for coming
my
up. I
thing is we live in
appreciate you.
different times. I don't want to be too negative to her. Like, now we have like our problems right now is completely like different to certain stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's
Could
more than
easily
that.
be
Well,
Hold
I
on, hold on.
disagree with that. I disagree with that. I told you I was
Can I just
73
ask you
years
like
old.
something
Hold
real
on one
quick?
second. No, hold on one second, Pretty Tom. Um, Jay, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you so much. All right, I'm gonna drop you down, my friend.
Okay.
Guys, 1 second, real quick, before we keep going. Kay is up here. Kay, you have the floor.
Hi there. Just before we end tonight, I just wanted to remind anyone who wasn't here before, we have someone in our community, Fel, who is one of our mods, and they are struggling on some hard times and facing houselessness. They have a GoFundMe. The link is in my bio for their GoFundMe. Also in the poll in just 1 second. I don't know why it's not popping up there yet, but I'll put it up there in just a second. Are their pay links? They do a lot of work for us, and you know, we just want to help them out as best they can. They have reached out for multiple different resources and don't qualify because they make a very small amount of $100 more than the programs that they could qualify for. And if anyone is able to help, we would greatly appreciate your help. Also, if we could just keep power tapping for just the last little bit while we're finishing up and hit out this light goal at 500,000, that would be amazing. Santana just dropped the pay links, at least in the comments, and I'll put the poll up there too while we finish out. And I just want to thank you all. Jessica, thank you so much for stepping in for Erica. Erica, hope you feel so much better, and I hope you guys have a great night. Auntie's baby, your support is unmatched. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. No problem. Thank you.
And love that you're here every night, and just so wonderful. You guys have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.
You too. Love you, Kay.
Love you,
Yo, please tap the screen to 445K. I know you guys loving the live, but let's tap the screen.
I know,
Let's
that's right.
share the live. Let's do our small parts we can, okay? Let's work hard. And this life, everybody's, respectful and it's full of love. So let's keep the love going, okay?
Absolutely, I know that's right, Auntie's baby. Let them know. Sometimes I see you, down in the chat, but sometimes we need you up here on the panel to make sure we let them know.
Tippity tippity tap tap. Thank you so much, Auntie's baby.
Exactly. Real quick, MJ, you want to take a swing at Pretty Tone, see if you can explain to him why it's so important to vote for Kamala Harris in this upcoming election?
Well, first and foremost, Santana, thanks for having me on the panel again, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm sorry it took so long to get you up here, and then towards the end of the night.
No worries, sir. I told you last time, I'm an older gentleman. If I ain't got nothing, I got patience. I also wanted to say that it is an absolute pleasure to share space with Jessica Simone.
Thank you.
I fall through the lives every once in a while and quietly make ruckus in her chats. I don't be cutting up too much. But her insights and her vision on things are always very refreshing, very insightful, and appreciated.
Thank you so
So
much.
I wanted to give the sis her flowers while I was here.
Absolutely.
Now, Pretty Tone, if you could unmute for me real quick, I need to know the top 3 things that
Unmute for me real quick. I need to know.
Hold on, Pretty Tone.
Pretty Ricky, what they call
So
him.
Pretty Tone, go like you're checking a text message, and then come back. Just don't leave the don't leave the panel. Just go like you're gonna look at your text message and come right back. Also, MJ, I know where you're going with that. No. I just want you to explain to him why you're voting for Kamala, because I'm actually building to something. So
that's fair.
Pretty
That's
Tone,
fair.
Pretty Tone, go like you want to look at a text message and come right back. There we go. Now come off.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say first and foremost that Madam VP Harris has had my vote since last Friday. So that's done.
Sorry, not to cut you off, because I do want to hear you out and respect you. If you could just let me know, just basic, like how old you are, where you're from, stuff like that.
I got you. I am a 49-year-old black man. I'm in Georgia. I have the unfortunate circumstance of existing in the same district that is represented by Margarine Failure Green. And I am a lifelong progressive. I am not a Democrat, sir. My point is for the progress of black people through the progress of this very oftentimes raggedy society of ours. So therefore, I am never voting for the lesser of two evils. I am voting for the party that I am most capable of negotiating with for the benefit of my people. Guess what I learned in dealing with seeing Trump, experiencing his presidency, and experiencing everything since his presidency? That man cannot be negotiated with. He will do absolutely nothing for anyone that does not serve his purpose. So I'm voting for VP Harris and have voted for VP Harris and am advising everyone within earshot to vote for VP Harris, because the only person in this bicameral concept of our election system that will allow for any progress whatsoever is her. You want to know why? Because like she keeps telling y'all, and y'all keep bagging on her for it. Every time she talk about how she came from a middle-class family. Yes, that means she came from where the majority of us came from. Working class folks. Folks who had to get an education, get a job, maybe not have an education and hustle a little bit harder. So she understands what it's like to get it, as we say on the black side of this headline, from the mud.
Out the mud.
And so those are the people that are always going to be trying to do their level best for the rest. Not just for those who gonna pat them on the back. Yes. Is it possible that she is getting a lot of big money from a lot of big money donors? Yes, because she has had record gains in her donations and everything for her campaign. But just because you get money from big interests don't mean that you are beholden to them. You can do the things that you need to do without stepping on as many toes. And I think that she has much more of a likelihood to do that rather than a person like Donald Trump, who stood in front of his rich donors, because again, he keeps lying and saying he's a billionaire. He ain't never proven it. He's a millionaire, and I give him that sparingly. But he sat there in front of them and said, you're all rich as hell, and I'm going to get you more tax cuts. Were you in that room, Tone? I sure wasn't. So he wasn't talking to us. So the
Yeah.
reason why I'm voting for this woman of great esteem, of great intelligence, of great determination, because she is fighting an uphill battle, being handed a mantle mere months before an election, when anybody and everybody else would at least have 365 calendar days to work on it. She has mobilized energy. She has put forth plans, even to the whiniest amongst us. And yes, I am talking to my fellow black man. I am 100% speaking to us, brothers, because again, I don't understand why anybody who is of a pigment that is darker than pink would honestly think to themselves that somebody has to come and grovel before you for you to do what's right for your little brothers and your little sisters, for your sons and your daughters, for your cousins, for your grandmama, for your aunties, for your mama, for your daddy if you know him, for your uncles if you love them. All of these things. Why would someone have to grovel before you for you to look out for your own black hide? It don't make sense.
It does not, MJ. MJ.
I don't want to get too deep into that, but you know, just as a black man from New York or something, sometimes I just see things a little bit different. Like I don't really want to be here to like belittle Miss Harris, whatever. But it's just statements she said in the past and stuff. And sometimes people like that in the black community, they be the worst people. And then when they get into let me just finish. When they get into politics, they switch up real quick because you know, the biggest problem in the black community is not so much the outsiders, it's the inside. It's the colorism. It's no, just let me finish. It's the colorism. It's the colorism, and you know, there's certain groups of people, like say like Caribbean people or like people that are from Africa, etc. They tend to look down on black Americans a lot of
That's
times.
not true.
Deep down
That's
inside.
not. That's not true. That's not true.
You guys that live down south, you don't really know.
No. As
And I'm not saying that that's what she's doing.
No. As someone who has been embraced by African culture, literally embraced by African culture, being a black American, I know for a fact that they love us and they are confused and try to understand why we don't love them like they love us. It is a misconception that we were taught, and I know this for a fact. So we're not going to do that one. Hold on one second, Pretty Tone.
But first of all,
hold on one
Harris isn't
second, Pretty Tone.
African.
Hold on one
He's
second.
not African though.
Hold on one second, Pretty Tone. MJ.
Yes, sir.
You tried.
I mean,
I appreciate you, my brother.
I don't ever expect to change minds. It was something I learned in college. I'm gonna make this super brief. I've been I ain't even gonna say low key. I'm still high key a black nationalist since I was a young man. I want the best for my people come hell or high water, and that's how I walk. But the circumstance is I used to tutor kids. And I remember when I was in college, we tutored kids at the community center that was nearest to Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I attended. We would pour into them young souls every day that we were available to. And we would see them leave with so much hope and promise of their ability because we poured into them. And we see those same kids come back the next week, defeated and depleted. Because after we poured in, people poured them out.
Exactly.
And it's so hard to help someone see a light about something when you are trying to at least get them to understand where they can do better if nobody else is helping them see better. So I appreciate you, Santana, for trying to help this young brother to get his light to him. But until he wants it, he ain't gonna take it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. MJ, I appreciate you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Have a good evening.
You too.
I appreciate you too.
All right, Pretty Tone, this is what we're gonna do. All right, because we've had multiple people try to reason with you and explain to you why they're voting for Kamala Harris and why you should understand. And you've had a plethora of experiences from
And I didn't really
white
say
female.
nothing bad about Harris
Yeah.
either.
No. I completely understand. But it looks like the perspective of quote unquote pouring into you isn't the way to go. RC Dubs.
I could say a million bad things about Trump. I don't really like Trump.
Hold on one second. RC Dubs.
Yes, sir.
Are you in sparring shape at the moment?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of keep it a little bit low key myself. Try to stay demure and
Okay.
mindful.
Okay.
My wife's trying to go to sleep, but
okay.
I do want to ask, Tone. Did you say you respected the opinion of Condoleezza Rice?
I didn't say I respected the
You said you would
opinion
vote
of
for
her.
her. I guess you said you would.
Yeah,
vote for
I
her
said I
over
would definitely
Kamala.
vote. I said I would love somebody like her to be the first female black president.
Well, we can get to some of the policies, I guess, in a minute, but I want to read something.
But she's not running, so
yeah. But
I don't know why we got.
I just want to read. Since
Hold
you
on. Let
respect her
me
enough
see if
to
I can
vote
give
for
you
her,
the
let
big
me-
screen if it'll work. Hold on. Let's see. Kinda, but you can go ahead.
I know that. I'm aware of that.
Right.
But like, what you guys gotta understand is, I'm not one of those like mega hat wearing people. I'll be the first one to tell you that Trump's a
so I
narcissist.
can't really- you're not gonna let me
Listen.
talk much,
Trump's
are
a
you?
narcissist.
I can't
This is
talk.
coming. Trump's a narcissist. Hold on.
This is what we're going to do. Wait. Because this is what I wanted to do. Pretty Tone. Tell RC Dubs, not what Trump, is, but tell RC Dubs straight up. Give him the reason why you're voting for Trump in this upcoming election.
Well, a lot of the main things too is just like Trump's a narcissist. He's no.
Tell us why, Pretty Tone.
But at the end of the day, I don't like the fact that the way people went around doing what they did to him and stuff. Where these trials.
Did
and
we
this,
make him?
that,
Did we make
this,
him
that, the
discriminate in
third.
housing? Did we make him talk about the Central Park Five? Did we make
I know
him be
all
a
about the
birther?
Central Park
Tone,
Five. I'm
can
from
I-
New York
can I
City.
talk at all?
So.
Tone, am I allowed to talk at all? You keep talking over me, and I'm asking you. Did we make?
You just
him,
got in here though.
I know.
You could
I've been
talk about the
Dude,
Central
I've been
Park
waiting.
Five.
I have been waiting for a long time.
What do you want
I've
to
been
talk about?
very
Corey Wise, Raymond
Tone,
Santana? Tell me.
You want to talk about why they're suing him for defamation?
I know exactly why they're suing him for defamation.
Because he defamed them, because he won't let it go, because his ego won't let it go that he was wrong. He never should have taken out an ad as a real estate guy talking about people he didn't know in a case he had no business being in.
I was there when it went on. Yeah.
He's always used racist tactics to appeal to people to try to make himself relevant. That's what he's...
No.
Sorry. If you want to go back to how he started his career discriminating in housing, he would discriminate against Kamala and Condoleezza. So
Probably
don't
discriminate
understand-
against me too. I agree with
don't,
that.
and I don't understand why you would support that. Knowingly support a
Holy
racist is bizarre to me. I'm a white man. I don't understand why you would support a racist. Knowingly support a racist who's going to damage your community. I don't.
Well,
get it.
I wouldn't so much as to call him a racist. I would call him a pretty ignorant person.
Okay, so you don't want to call him a racist, but he's been a racist. He tried to overturn the will of the American voters and 90% of black Americans who didn't vote for him in 2020. His entire life every decade has examples of his racism. Every single decade.
A lot of black
And
people
then-
did vote for him, though.
And then, not 10% is not a lot, but hold on, let's go back for a second. How is he trying to win you over by, again, lying about legal migrants, Haitian migrants? How does that win you over? It's endangering anybody that looks like you, the way he talks.
I
don't
love how
understand
people
it.
bring that up. That was the dumbest thing. But like when do you remember when he?
making
Wait,
excuses,
hold on.
Tone? Why are
When
you
he brought up
constantly
Jocelyn, can we
making
talk about Jocelyn,
excuses
please?
for it?
I'm begging you.
Hold on.
I don't understand.
Okay.
I
Jocelyn.
Okay.
don't
Wait.
understand. I don't ever get a fair shake in here. That's
I
crazy.
can't even you're not even letting me really address the points, Tone.
Pretty Tone,
He's bringing up Central Park 5, though.
But listen, you
And I
said,
can't bring up
okay,
Jocelyn.
hold on. Let's do this. Pretty Tone, 1 second. You said the reason why you're voting for Trump is because basically how everyone is going after him in the court cases. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't think it's crazy that people are really calling him a racist, saying like, "Oh, he was found civilly liable of
What I
E.
think is
Jean
Hold on,
crazy.
Carroll
hold on one
or
second, RC.
whatever."
Hold on one second, RC. Well, finish your sentence, Pretty Tone.
No, just the stuff, just the stuff, the trials, and that. If he's that evil, that's all they have at him. They had a case from '96, a civil trial, right? And then they have the 34 felony counts. Why did they have to try him in Manhattan under DA Alvin Bragg, where people hate him the most, where I'm from?
Okay. All right. Perfect. 1 second. All right. 1 second, Tone. RC Dubs. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. I would like to hear, one, why Trump is being tried so much now, and two, outside of
Alvin
the
Bragg
outside.
too.
Hold
Come
on, hold
on.
on, hold on, Pretty Tone. I'm
All
gonna go ahead
right.
and mute you. Outside of the actual cases, I would also like to hear you prosecute Trump politically as far as why he shouldn't be in office.
Oh, there's just so much. I mean, I can't find what is 40 out of 44 former cabinet officials do not want him reelected. His VP does not want him reelected. The chief of staff has recently come out talking about how he kept Adolf's speeches by his nightstand, which his first wife confirmed. And his first wife said that in the divorce deposition in which she detailed Trump's assault on her. E. Jean Carroll's not the only woman to talk about in a courtroom that Trump assaulted them. Politically, that would have been the end of it. If Obama had any accusers, much less bragging about assault, that would have been the end of him politically. If he had had an Access Hollywood tape saying, I can grab women by the wherever because I'm famous, it would have been over. 3 wives with children from each one that he's cheating on with corn stars, it's over. I don't even know where, where do you unpack all this? Nobody made him discriminate in housing. He did that with his dad. Nobody made him do that. The Department of Justice found a case against him. They brought it, and he had to settle because he was discriminating. The Central Park Five. Nobody made him do that. Nobody made him be a birther. Nobody made him spread racist conspiracy theories about migrants, calling them animals, saying they're poisoning the blood. Nobody made him do these things. Nobody made him take classified documents. Nobody made him lose the election and lie about it and then try to overturn it. He did all of these things on his own, well, with the help of people who've been indicted, like his other chief of staff, Mark Meadows. He's got a chief of staff who's got indicted for helping him overturn the election, and another one who says he's like Schiller. Or what reality am I living in where this guy's even got a chance to become president with everybody that worked for him in the first administration saying, please do not reelect this man? People who care about this country on both sides of the political aisle are voting for her because they see him for what he is. Liz Cheney supported that piece of garbage Trump 99% of the time while he was president. She finally drew the line at January 6th. Nobody made him lose the election and lie about it and engage in a coup with fake electors that endangered elected representatives, including his own vice president, whose Secret Service on January 6th had to call family saying they didn't think they were going to survive the day. And now he's talking about using the military on political enemies multiple times over the last few weeks. And it's almost like people have grown numb to the threat because he's been threatening us for so long that I don't understand where you can draw the line if you haven't already. Back when he said I could unalive somebody and not lose support, that should have been it. And now he's talking about carrying it out, and he's still not losing enough support. I'm sorry.
Pretty Tone, come off mute real quick. I have a question. Pretty Tone.
Whoever said that last part, he said that as president that he could technically do that and get away with that with his immunity. But go ahead on the host. I'm sorry.
Where is your line What can Donald Trump do to make you finally say I won't vote for him?
I mean, if he blatantly says something like racist, he's talking about Central Park 5. Like, come on. I'm very well aware of Central Park 5, but that's the best you got. Like,
So he just okay, cool. I understand the tone. So he
has
just
he
needs to
ever like
be.
called anybody?
Has he ever
Look,
called
somebody
anybody
that,
the N word? Yes. Yes, on
no,
The
he hasn't.
Apprentice. Yes, he has. Yes, he has on The Apprentice. But you need him
His
to be more racist in order to not vote for him.
his
Gotcha.
No,
nephew
he
and
hasn't.
niece, his nephew and niece are on the record saying he said it all the time.
Yeah.
You mean his niece that got cut out of the will because her father was an alcoholic and died of
No, it
cirrhosis?
was it was Donald who cut everyone out of the will by
Yeah.
manipulating
But
his
you do
dying
know his
father.
brother
I
had a
swear to
drinking
God,
problem and his
dude. I
father.
swear.
Hold on. Pretty tone. Pretty tone. Yeah.
It's a little one-sided in this room. The
Yeah, I
elephant in the
mean,
room.
maybe a little bit, but pretty tone. I feel like we came from a place of earnestness, and for you to
I
say
know, but you guys make it seem like that like I'm ignorant and that I'm
no, no, no,
like
no, no, no,
bashing
no, 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 no,
Harris.
no, 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 no. What I think it is that you are blatantly. I think you're intellectually. I think what it is that you don't have a moral compass. Honestly, I mean, because you've listened to multiple things, and like for you to say the actual line is for him to be more racist because you don't think he's actually racist enough. That's a little
But
wild.
I never said that though. You got all this stuff going on, right? And they bringing up something from 1996, and they bringing up
Okay,
something about a
do me
porn
a
star.
favor.
Like,
Do
is
me a
there any
favor.
actual like
Do me a
criminal
favor.
stuff?
Do me a favor.
Yep. Okay.
Defend
That's
Bill
what they do
Cosby.
in socialist countries.
Hold on.
That's what
Hold
they
on.
do
Hold
in
on. Hold on.
Venezuela. That's
No,
what
no,
they do
no.
in
This
Cuba.
is what we're gonna have to do. This is what we're gonna have to do. Because
Swear.
Politics get
apparently
dirty with socialists.
people aren't enjoying this. So let's do this. Pretty tone. I'm gonna call it a night for you. I appreciate you coming up and trying. Come back
I
at the
never ever
start
get
of
a
the.
fair
Well,
shake,
listen.
so
Come back at the
whatever.
start of the live, and then we'll let you talk a little bit more. You come towards the end, and it's always a little bit different. Come back at the start of the live. We start at 8 p.m. I'm sorry, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, and I will even let you make a case to some Kamala Harris supporters, and maybe. And maybe we can go from there. But yeah, I appreciate you. Have a good night, my friend.
I mean,
W's in the chat for Ryan. Ryan sent $1 for criminal stuff, 34 felonies. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Hey, Auntie's baby, if you're still here, come back up. I wanted to get you back up. Auntie's baby, if you're still here, come back up. RC Does, what do you have for the people?
She said she was going to sleep.
Oh, she is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she said she got to go to bed.
Okay, I wanted her to do the outro with us, but okay. RC Does, what do you have for
If
the
you are
people?
auntie, maybe you stayed a couple more minutes. Come on up.
I actually forgot about that one. Nobody made him sleep with Stormy and try to cover up with a fake, the fake news scheme with David Pecker and get 34 felony counts. I mean, he does all this on his own, and they're like, yeah, but he's being persecuted.
Like, that's the thing that blows my mind. It's always like, well, isn't it strange or isn't it weird? And I'm like, yeah, it's weird that he keeps doing this. So
he can't run a university because he defrauded people. He can't run a charity because he stole money from it to buy self-portraits. I'm like, am I taking crazy pills? What the fuck? I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
But thank you again for always having a great live and having me up. I appreciate being around.
Hey, RCW,
anytime you need me.
We love having you here. I'm just sorry we didn't let you get more action before you had to keep the tiger in the cage.
It's all good. I'm trying to do double duty. I'm actually working while I'm here with you too. So.
Ooh, okay. Well, I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well. Jessica Simone, what do you have for the people?
Oh, Jesus.
It's always how we end, Jessica. Always.
You guys vote early. If you're voting for Kamala, they have separated us. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, make sure you vote now. Your last day is on November the 5th. Don't wait till the last day. And per Donald Trump's word, if you're voting for him, vote January 5th.
Mm-hmm.
They're separating us so we won't, have any issues. Okay. But I'm so proud of all of my Harris fans, our coconuts out there who want to, you know, um, change the world. I felt the shift. You all feel the shift. I cried at the booth because the emotions were beautifully overwhelming, and I could feel the shift happening. Make sure you guys, if you have not voted, please make sure you're reading, get your sources, fact check them. Your .org is not a government website. Um, and I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much for all the cash apps, all the love, all the gifts. Shout out to my rich auntie. Okay,
What?
I'm auntie
I
baby.
know. I can't listen. Someone asked if we recorded because I record everything and I post it, and they was like, "We want to see the lion again." I can't wait to go back and watch the lion. That lion
You know what?
was.
On my other account, I was on something else. So when you go back to the live, even if it's like 10
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
later,
yeah,
all the
yeah,
gifts will
yeah,
pop
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So I was staring at the lion again. I was like, "Where's
Hey,
that lion?"
that was wild, Jess. Okay. Guys, listen, we're going to try to do something. There's still like 625 of us in here. Parker has sent us so many raids, and I want to try to repay it back. I know he's got like 5,000 people watching. It's only about 600 of us here, but if we go deep and strong, we can at least make a dent, and he'll see it say Santana raid. So, guys, let's go raid. Parker, get a real job. This is his backup account. Parker, get a real job. Let's go raid Parker with the Santana raid. Parker, get a real job. We're gonna get in the chat and we're just gonna keep spamming Santana raid, Santana raid. Let's see if we can at least try to return the favor and at least get them to notice us. Parker, get a real job, Santana raid. Thank you guys for everything. I love you all. And Jessica, as always, peace.